Hello, everybody, and welcome to the semifinals of Minnesota LCS. Ganked by Gophers against Chicken Chasers. I am Steve Sir Buttkick Kangas. Joining me on the caster's desk tonight, Sam Money Trees Duco, making it rain. How's it going?
Pretty great, Sir Buttkick.
I got a quick story I got to tell before we get into this.
Let me hear it.
So I've been playing a lot of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's a fantastic game.
Yeah,
came out not too long ago.
Everyone tells me it's fantastic.
Yeah, and there's a mechanic in the game where when you're trying to climb something, like a tree or cliffside, and it's wet out, like it's raining, it's pretty much impossible. Like you always fall down, you never make it all the way up. And I'm not going to lie, I was walking back from class today, and I saw a squirrel climbing up a tree. And in my head, I thought, you can't do that. It's raining outside right now. And then I realized that's a squirrel. It's a tree, and I'm an idiot. So on that note, I'm ready to cast some League of Legends tonight.
Hell yeah.
Both of these teams kicking off the semifinals. The winner of this goes to the final match of Minnesota LCS. The loser still has a chance to get third place. Either way, all top four teams get some form of prizing. So congratulations to the four teams that made it this far. Predictions. What do you think is going to happen here? We've seen Ganked by Gophers so dominant throughout the season. We talk them up every single friggin' week. Undefeated in the split, undefeated so far in the quarterfinals. They have not lost a single game this entire spring split. So what do you think that there's a chance that Chicken Chasers can get in there and stop that streak?
Yeah, as you said, we've really talked this team up the entire split, but for good reason. They haven't lost the game and really have had very few close calls even. They've just looked so dominant throughout the entirety of the split. So, of course, UMD does have a chance in this game. Like, everyone has a chance to win every game, but it's going to be very difficult for them to get ahead.
Yeah, the difficulty being that a lot of these players from UMD played last split also in the fall, but they had to change around some of their team. Ganked by Gophers have as well. The only difference being that it seems like Ganked by Gophers have kind of figured out their groove a little earlier than Chicken Chasers. But I definitely agree. Any team can beat any other team given the right kind of recipe during these pick and ban phase. And with 5 bans now, that's really going to change just how the teams interact with each other. We've seen last week when Pocket Picks played against Ganked by Gophers, they really targeted the mid lane. And then, surprise, Woody Parker pulled out the Karma, something that no one saw coming. We all expected, yep, Woody Parker, it makes sense. You take away his Azir, you take away his Victor, his Vigar even. Take away anything that he's played so far because he's said himself and his team has mentioned that when he doesn't get those comfort picks, it's hard for him to find something else to play. But I absolutely blew us away. Getting Karma 2 games in a row and showing up huge. So maybe Chicken Chasers say, let's not try to ban out Woody Parker because he has things hidden. He has champs he can play. What do you think they need to be focusing on in this ban phase?
It's so hard to ban out any of these members. I would still say I would probably prioritize mid lane bans. I honestly think that's the best strategy. But maybe Chicken Chasers has a different plan. Have to ban the Azir by Ganked by Gophers. It seems that it's a must ban. You do have these 5 bans now in these things, so you can really target out a position, or you can just, kind of take picks away from Ganked by Gophers, whichever you think you're the strongest at the moment.
Yeah, and Ganked by Gophers, I believe that they got choice for side. I'm not actually sure, but either way, Ganked by Gophers will be on blue side, so they have the first priority pick. We've talked so much about how oftentimes it's Ahri, but Woody Parker hasn't really played that much Ahri. So in terms of what they have picked first in the past, Ganked by Gophers, again, their last 2 playoff matches in the quarterfinals, they picked Karma first both times. I would expect that trend to keep going forward unless Chicken Chasers say, no, we're not going to give you that option. We're going to ban it away. It's really hard, though. I mean, we can say how Ganked by Gophers, if you target one single position, mid lane kind of makes the most sense, but maybe the answer is just take away the meta picks. Take away the Karma and the Azir in the first ban, but then take away something like the Graves or the Ivern from literally a potato. Second phase of bans for the last 2. Just take away something else from the last 2 players that haven't played that is meta. Again, maybe focusing target picks on this team isn't going to win you the game because it hasn't in the past.
Yeah, I agree. You just try to take away the best champs from this team for the most part. Besides, the Azir is really the only true pocket pick that they have coming out consistently from this team. And other than that, they kind of just pick the best champions in their respective roles. So getting rid of those champions is probably the best way to target this team, as you were saying. And one other thing, when we were talking about any team can beat any team, which is of course true, but it gets even harder in this 2 out of 3 format. There's less RNG, best of ones. Doesn't necessarily mean you're the better team. Best of threes gives you a little bit more of a better idea.
But at the same time, oftentimes best of threes favor the better team. And if
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so Gameplay Gophers being this better team, I think that gives Chicken Chasers a much lower chance of winning because
exactly.
Exactly. So I thought you were saying the opposite. I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to push back a bit. But yeah, no. Then we're in complete agreement. Curious to see then what Chicken Chasers can pull out of their pocket. Maybe I think what they got to do is come out just sprinting. Pick something that Ganked by Gophers are not expecting. Maybe they've been working on some kind of counter pick.
Is a question for you. Is Zaya and Rakan able to be played in this game right here?
Yes. Zaya and Rakan can be played for the semifinals and the finals. Maybe they take it.
I hope we get to see that. That would be sick if they played that. I mean, UMA Gatepipe Gophers probably not. I mean, really no one has that much experience on these champions. If these guys have practiced it on the side of UMD, that'd be a little bit of spice to bring into the draft phase. Maybe that works out for them.
If we don't see one of those two, or I'm gonna word it this way: if we don't see both of them on the same team, I'm gonna be a little upset.
Yeah, I really want to see them. They're fun champs. I want to cast their
More
games.
importantly, I want to be able to judge somebody else for not knowing how to play them because I have no idea what I'm doing on Rakan right now.
Yeah, my Zaya play is not up to par.
But I want to pretend that I know, and I want to just kind of BS on stream. Be like, oh, he should have done this, should have done that. Rakan has a really bad match. The one thing I know is, in my opinion, Rakan is absolute poo-poo against Morgana. There's really nothing I can do about that black shield.
You just hate playing everything in Morgana.
Don't even say that. I don't even know why I brought her up. I'm tilted already. Every support I play just sucks in there. I can't, like, Blitz. He's so much fun, and then they pick Morgana. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm not having fun anymore.
Not quite as useful as I thought it was going to be in this game.
But I hate playing her. That's the issue. Is like, sometimes there's something that tilts you so much that you start playing it and then just kind of become a one-trick. We have a friend who got destroyed by a Teemo, and now he pretty much only spams Teemo. And I just can't do it. I can't commit to playing the Morgana. It's not in my body. I do have a skin, though.
So you gotta pull it out at once in a while.
Yeah, but at least if I have to play it, I look good.
Yeah. I look like I know what I'm doing. I'm
It's the Ghost Bride one. I don't know if I can make. I was gonna make a pun off of that, but something about her being dead to me. Trying to channel my inner freak. It's not working. All right. Both teams loading up soon here. Ganked by Gophers coming up a little bit late. They have 2 minutes to make it before the time strikes 8 o'clock. That is when we are scheduled to start. After 5 minutes, they will lose a ban. Every 5 minutes after that, another ban, and so forth. Looking at who is, let's take a look. Oh, wow. They actually only have 2 members of their team online right now.
That's kind of sketchy.
Well, 3 members, I guess. Wait, Wiki is, he's spectator, right? He's a smart. So they're just missing Never Vote Yes.
Okay.
They're just missing one.
Okay.
I was very confused. I was looking at my friends list, and I was in game, and it didn't add up. Okay. So we're getting confirmation he's on his way back from class. Just going to take a little bit longer to get in. So let's talk about some of the champions that we've seen Chicken Chasers play in the past, because we mentioned what they can ban against Ganked by Gophers. We haven't really brought up what Ganked by Gophers should be banning against Chicken Chasers. Now, in your opinion, what position here makes the most sense to target? Because when I'm looking at it, just the average ranks of these players, Flez being gold 4, I mean, I'm kind of a bully. I'll be like, oh, if this is the guy that's the weakest link on a team, I'm just going to ban out him. Do you think that that's what Ganked by Gophers need to be doing here?
Quite possibly. Sometimes if you target out what you think to be the weakest members, their champion pool is maybe not quite as deep as some of their stronger members, and if they're playing a champ that they don't know how to play, they just look kind of lost in these games. But you can also go after their best players if their best players only have a few champions that they are strong at. But
looking at what Chicken Chasers have played, I'm just going to run through.
Very, very diverse.
Gavin97 has played Ezreal, Caitlyn, Ashe, Jhin, Lucian, Vayne, Urgot, Jinx.
Yeah.
That's 7 different AD carries throughout 11 games of the split. I'm actually not sure what he played last week for the quarterfinals, but still, that's a large champion pool.
Yeah, and look at, across the lanes, you have top lane with Boyish Wonder, Jace, Maokai, Sion, Shen, Wukong, Renekton, Camille, Poppy.
It's like they're trying.
It's like they just have no consistent picks. There isn't really a target
Even the
bannable
jungle.
player on this team, I don't think. So it will just probably be...
Okay, this is the strat. You ban something they haven't played yet because you know that they're going to want to play.
That's the next level stretch right there.
What 80 carry is yet? You bans... Oh, don't ban Saya. No, forget I said that.
Oh, God.
That would make me sad.
If that gets banned out, I'd actually be a little salty.
Yeah, it's one of those things where as soon as a new champion comes out, there's a lot of bans for it in ranked play, and I think that the reason isn't because people are afraid of it, but they're afraid that their teammates will pick it. They're like, no, I don't want to see my teammate play the guy that just came out today because I know that we're going to lose the game. As you and I have lost many games since but we've had fun every time.
The Xayah win rate not high, but the champion is really fun, and I can feel her power. I'm just like not great with her yet.
You haven't awoken.
No.
Yeah, you're like Super Saiyan 1 right now, and you got to get Super Saiyan 3. You got to break through.
I need to bump my Super Saiyan level up.
You're like Super Saiyan 1 grade 2. I'll give you that. I'll give you Super Saiyan 1 grade 2. But we haven't figured out our morph yet. We haven't done our little dance, the Dragon Ball dance, where you touch fingers and then you like morph with the other person. We haven't gotten our Vegito. I think that's the name of the Vegito plus Goku. I know a lot about Dragon Ball. Probably shouldn't be announcing that.
Talking about our League of Legends knowledge. So just talking about some Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's just a chill night. I let in with Zelda talk.
Yep.
What's another topic we could go through? We mentioned Star Wars a little. Wait, did we?
I don't know if we've talked about Star Wars, but the new trailer came out not too long ago.
True, yeah. What I'm excited is just to count how many seconds of awkward 80s aerial helicopter views there are in the movie. Because the end of Force Awakens, there was that super cheesy scene where Rey and Luke are just looking at each other for too long. Way too long. And there's like the helicopter that's like kind of circling around. They're playing the music, and it's just, I didn't feel it. And then in this trailer, they had the same thing where it's like her training on like a cliff, like swinging her lightsaber, just like this awkward, like shaky 80s helicopter camera. Like, oh my god.
Empire Strikes Back version 2, dude.
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
It's gonna be. How does that movie start? That's the one where they're on the ice planet. Yeah. So it's gonna start with them on some other different named ice planet, and
yeah, it's just like Luke's training with Yoda, and you got the Stormtrooper.
If they're in a jungle and Rey is carrying Luke on her back, I will. I would actually be happy if they did that at that point.
The Stormtrooper's name is Finn. Finn is Han, because Han's kind of been in that movie, and Finn's kind of locked down right now. It's all set up.
Oh my god! But who's Boba Fett? I guess the Chrome Trooper, but she didn't really have that big of a part in the.
Did she die?
No, she didn't die. She got thrown in a trash compactor.
Okay.
She's in the new trailer. You haven't seen it?
Okay, I just don't remember.
Okay, well, she'll be in there.
Okay.
Lady, what's her name from Game of Thrones? Brienne of Tarth. There we go, Lady Brienne.
Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah.
Another topic.
I really feel like
we should talk about League of Legends.
All right. We'll talk about League of Legends as Ganked by Gophers have 1 minute until they lose a ban. This would actually be one of the first times, I think, in a very long time since we've seen a team lose one of their bans. And in the playoffs, that's pretty rough. I mean, we're talking about advantages to chicken chasers. How can they get an edge on Ganked by Gophers? Well, maybe this is their plan.
Yeah, they're just locking out the last member of Ganked by Gophers to get there on time.
They hired somebody from Twin Cities to go to his class and just give him a hassle.
Exactly.
Make him get back late. As we have seconds until the ban is lost. Can he make it in time? Not sure if it's going to work. And we're actually asking for another spectator link for the spectator draft. I'm actually not sure if they want the spectator draft or their own team draft. Either way, there's one in the chat. So my job is done. I don't have to do anything. Good job, Mike.
You guys figure it out.
You got it. And it is now 8:05. They have officially lost their first ban. That's kind of a bummer. That means that they only have 4. Keep in mind, it's still 5 bans, so they still have more than they're used to.
We're just trying to get some confirmation on the
Yeah,
situation
sorry,
right now.
I started typing.
We're having a little bit of trouble. Both teams are trying to figure out what needs to be done right now when a player isn't present, when it is time to start the draft phase. So we are just having a little bit of chat about what is going to happen here.
All right. So it is going to be, again, it will be this loss of ban. Gankbell Gophers not looking very happy about it, but they have to understand they committed to this time, and they just have to understand that if they don't have the member, that this is in the rules. This is not something that should be new to them. This is something that is in the Minnesota LCS contract that all members must be in lobby before the start of picking bans. Otherwise, you lose one of those bans, and every 5 minutes they lose another ban. So this is kind of awkward to have to go through these steps, but again, these teams, it shouldn't be news to them. They should understand this. They all agreed to this before even entering the tournament. It sucks to kind of have to uphold that. Never like to see players get upset over things like this, but unfortunately, it is the way that it's got to be. We're trying to take this tournament as professionally as possible, even if we get on Game of Thrones tangents and Star Wars tangents. So let's talk a little bit. I asked you slightly about what they should ban out against the Chicken Chasers. We mentioned how many different champions that they all play, but one that I'm seeing show up a couple times is Ari and then Victor. Yasuo. Ari and Yasuo on the mid lane are boosted 420. And Victor, actually a champion that he's very well known for, but hasn't been able to play because of how often it's banned against him. Do you think that that's something that Ganked by Gophers will prioritize? You mentioned that maybe you go for one of the better members' comfort picks, but is that something that Ganked by Gophers you think will do?
I think there's a good chance of that, banning out something like the Ari and the Victor. He's also shown he can play things like Syndra, you see the Yasuo, Twisted Fate even, which is something we haven't seen much at all. But yeah, all of the picks coming from this UMD Chicken Chasers team, it looks like the mid lane, just looking at what he's played so far, it looks like he might be the easiest member to ban out. So banning out something like the Ari, which is something we see banned all the time anyways, it's so strong right now, could be very wise coming from Ganked by Gophers and the Victor.
All right,
try to ban out that mid laner. And I guess we have Pick and Dan.
They started it without the other team member present. The only way they can do this is if Chicken Chasers agree to it. So if there's a gentleman's agreement between the team saying, yes, we will allow you to do this, and they still only had 2 bans. They didn't get their third, or their 5th, I guess, so 4 bans.
Sure.
But if we get confirmation that Chicken Chasers didn't agree to this and that they both just started, then we're going to have to redo the whole thing because, again, both teams have to be okay with what's going on. But we are seeing the Rakan locked in, so I hope we don't have to redo all this because I would love to see that champion actually get played here.
Yeah, absolutely. Rocking getting locked in by Ganked by Gophers here. Do they pick up the other one too? I am very curious to see if Xayah will be the other one locked in here in this pick and ban phase. Going to be maybe the Lee Sin, which we've seen Potato be pretty comfortable on throughout this split.
Yeah, Lee Sin is locked in for him. So he doesn't have Graves because it was banned away, but he does have Lee Sin, and it's Orianna locked in instead of the Karma, which I kind of expected. It wasn't banned out against him, but they didn't even want it. So Woody Parker, again, pulling out something that I haven't seen him play yet.
And no one's seen anyone play this in this league yet, so it's going to be some fresh...
Orianna?
Rockin'.
Oh, okay. I was talking about Orianna. I feel like we've seen a couple Oriannas.
Quite a few Oriannas. But from the other side, we were talking about that Victor being played, possibly coming out in the mid lane for the Chicken Chasers here, and it is the one that is picked up. They also picked the Caitlyn in the 80 carry role, which is what we've seen him play the most out of all the 80 carries, even though his 80 carry pool is so vast and diverse. So we are seeing a little bit of comfort coming out in these first 3 picks from both sides.
And the Gragas ban, Hover from Ganked by Gophers, that's got to be a top lane ban, taking it away from Chicken Chasers top laner. Or they already have the jungle pick.
Or a support ban.
True. True. Maybe the secret Rakan counter is not Morgana. Oh, I didn't even notice Xayah is banned out. Yeah, we don't get to see the combo.
A little bit sad. We do get to see one of them, which is... I'll take it.
It makes sense, though. If the enemy team Ganked by Gophers picks Rakan and does not pick up Xayah, I think that this is the right call from Chicken Chasers. Just strategically take away the AD carry that has so much synergy with the Rakan. If Ganked by Gophers really actually cared to pick it up, they would have picked it up with Rakan instead of the Lee Sin. So this is signaling to me that Ganked by Gophers really didn't care to pick her up anyway, and maybe just baiting out the ban from Chicken Chasers.
Yeah, quite possible that they decided to bait that one out. The Varus ban is the last one coming from the Chicken Chasers, and the Chicken Chasers are going to be the ones to pick up the Karma, so they will not let... I guess that's not really even a counter pick. That's just they wanted the Karma. They wanted that priority sport.
Yeah, or mid. We've seen it flex mid twice now.
Unless Victor's support. It doesn't sound great to me, but I don't know.
Victor top?
I could be.
I wanted spice. I wanted something crazy, but I guess we're just getting normal picks. I can accept that.
Pretty standard across the lanes from Ganked by Gophers, except for that Rockin' pick. But Lee Sin, Orianna, Nautilus, Ashe, nothing too spicy there at all.
But I'm not upset with it either because... Rakan, it's something new that we're seeing, but a lot of players think that he is the better of the duo that was just released. They think that he can absolutely turn around a team fight. He's pretty strong in lane as well, can play very defensive, can also provide a lot of gank ability for the junglers. And when you have an early game ganker like the Lee Sin, I like the pick a lot. And Mundo locked in for the side of Chicken Chasers, so it's not Victor top lane, I would assume.
Mundo mid.
Mundo mid. Oh, the classic. All right, so the players have locked in their picks on the draft software, which means that now into the actual game, they're just going to be going through rapid fire, locking those in. What I really want to see that no team has done so far is spell out something with these bans because they don't really matter. We have the Aatrox. What's a word that could end with A? I can't think of one right now. That would be witty, at least. Oh, there's a L. I could not tell you what's going to happen right here. Both banning out A's. It looks like Chicken Chasers are just going alphabetical. They're just grabbing the...
Yeah, they're going for AAA.
Yeah.
Alcoholics, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that works. That works. Oh, GLA. I would have liked the C for the College of Liberal Arts. Reppy school. Reppy school.
Rep.
And it looks like they're... gonna just keep the normal band. We can try to spell something across the board. Glah. If there's another A locked in. Oh no! What?
This is just
I guess that's still good too. Yeah. Or Glah with 3 A's.
Yeah.
As well. Okay, let's talk about how we expect these team compositions to interact with each other. So we have, for the side of Ganked by Gophers, the bot lane of Ashe Rakan against the bot lane of Caitlyn Karma. Caitlyn Karma, a very strong lane, but Ashe and Rakan, once they hit level 6, a lot of CC and pick potential.
Yeah, I think for coming from the Ashe Rakan lane, you would like to, most likely going to be playing that a little bit less aggressive earlier in the game, especially pre-6. Caitlyn and the Karma, both very oppressive before 6. Gonna probably be able to push this in. Rockin', I believe, might have a little bit of trouble with something like the Karma, with something like the Lulu, a little bit more range, a little bit more harass in lane. And the Caitlyn also provides that, outranges the Ashe. Gonna be difficult early game, I would say, for this Ganked by Gophers bottom lane.
But again, Ashe, I think, isn't a very risky AD carry, if you could say that.
Exactly.
Very safe.
Ashe is completely okay with just farming till 6 if she wants to.
Not very high mobility, but with the hawk shot, you can pretty much spot out ganks before they come as long as you're using it strategically. So you can really stay safe as long as you're comfortable in the 2v2. And that's the question here is, can Ashe Rakan win the 2v2 against Caitlyn Karma? Because we haven't, or at least I haven't seen that combo yet. I don't know what the matchup's going to be. Let's bring it up to the top lane now. Mundo against Nautilus. That's an interesting one.
There's some fatty beefcakes
do you think it's
beating on each other.
Do you think it's going to be more interesting than Nautilus against Maokai?
I'd say around the same interest level.
Around the same, I can settle for that. I can settle for that.
Around the same interest level in that top lane.
I really want Boych Wonder to somehow get a solo kill. I don't know how it could possibly happen against a Nautilus, but I want to see that.
Yeah, Nautilus is he's very good. Nautilus is very good. Difficult to lane against, has a lot of power in team fights, so much CC, really, really tanky, and difficult to really punish in lane.
typically the way to punish him in lane is playing something that can really push a wave harder than Nautilus. Something like a Rumble. Even something as weird as this meta pick would sound, something like a Mordekaiser. I recently played this matchup, got destroyed. Keep in mind, my top Nautilus skills are not impeccable. I'm more of a support Nautilus player. But really what you want to do is be able to push Nautilus under his own turret, because he's going to be relevant no matter how much CS he has. So the best way to do it is just win lane so that you are as relevant as you can be for your team. So if you're playing a carry, you want to be able to get solo kills. If you're playing something like Rumble, you want to be able to get those earlier items quicker, and just slow Nautilus down, because he's going to come back no matter how much he gets punished early in the game. And that's a difficulty when dealing with that champion. Now let's focus on this mid lane here.
Look at Woody Parker's summoner spells right now. That is something that we have not seen much of in the mid lane, and kind of creative coming out from him here. Heal instead of something like Exhaust or Barrier or Teleport or Ignite. Well, all a little bit more common.
The interesting thing is it's similar to the Ghost, I would have to think,
or the Ghost,
in terms of like kind of what you're trying to do with it. It's a second defensive spell that can get you away from ganks, get you away from kind of getting caught out in a way. It doesn't give you as long of a speed up as Ghost does, but it does give you a speed boost and gives you back some health. So I think Victor, oftentimes there's a lot of all-in pressure from that, especially when you're the Orianna, because you both just ult each other at the same time. Well, the later the game gets, the more Victor is going to win that. So I think maybe heal is a kind of an answer to those later game fights. I'm curious, though. I would have liked to see something like a Barrier instead, maybe the Teleport even, just so they could have that sideline pressure. It's a tough call to make, though. There's so many summoner spells that can work in the mid lane, and when you don't really have a cleanse, or like a cleanse issue, you don't necessarily need to be a split pusher because you're not somebody who can split push that hard. Yeah, there's kind of an argument to be made for any secondary.
Yeah, exactly. And we've talked about that a lot throughout the split. Boosted 420 on the Victor, going for something a little bit more normal in the Ghost, being able to chase down those targets if he needs to, and just giving him the longer speed boost than the Orianna. From that, it's just 1 second from heal, I believe.
And that's the question: is why not just take Ghost on the Orianna?
Yeah, it's
an interesting question.
It's interesting.
Maybe he's trying something new. Maybe he's trying something we haven't seen. And now another thing about the bot lane, the summoner spells, Wiki taking Ignite on the Rakan, very aggressive. It seems to me that they're not going to be looking to take the poke from Caitlyn Carmen. They're going to be looking to go all in and get aggressive in their face. But it also is an answer to the Mundo. In the later game team fights, you drop Ignite on Mundo. The Grievous Wounds means that he doesn't heal quite as much. So Ashe doesn't need to buy Executioner's Calling quite as soon. Orianna, it's kind of difficult to get the Morellonomicon Grievous Wounds on Mundo because he is so tanky.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that pick, honestly. I like the Ignite on.
Yeah, I love just Ignite on supports in general right now. If you need to take the Exhaust to take down a target, something like, some really heavy all-in champ like Yasuo or something is on the opposing team, then yeah, Exhaust is really, really nice to have. But if they don't have anything like that, then the Ignite is great, getting that early pressure in lane and going for really a kill lane.
Yeah, he really wouldn't have an Exhaust target against the Victor, Mundo,
exactly.
Rek'Sai. And that's the question, is where is the damage going to be coming from? On the side of Chicken Chasers, Victor is going to have to scale very hard into the late game. But can Chicken Chasers make it as they have Boych Wonder in the top lane with Xyx in the jungle, boosted 420 mid with Gavin 97 and Flez on the bottom side with that new Karma skin. I like it.
Spicy.
Whereas for Games by Go for Spliffy in the top lane, literally a potato on that jungle position with Woody Parker mid and Never Vote Yes with Wiki bot side. Let us know who you think is going to win, who you think has the better team composition on Twitch, on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram. I don't know if you can really do that. As my DM me, slide into my DMs. So let us know, hashtag GBG win or hashtag CHC. I think that's the correct acronym for them. We tried CC for a while, but CHC is a little smoother.
I agree. CHC is a little bit smoother.
I'll ask you now, Sam, since we didn't quite get to it earlier. Who do you think has the better overall team composition?
I like
You gotta be ready for this, man.
Yeah.
I ask you every time.
They're somewhat similar comps. Both are really revolving around the mid and the carry to provide a vast majority of their damage. Potato does have a little bit more aggressive jungler in the early game that provides a lot of early game damage in the Lee Sin instead of the Rek'Sai. However, both can gank early. I'll say that I like Gank by Gophers team a little bit more CC on their team as a whole.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. I like the team fight of this Ganked by Gophers squad. They have the Nautilus and the Orianna, both really good, and Rakan, who's incredible in team fights.
Yeah.
If he's able to ult and kind of charm everybody into a circle, that's an easy target for Orianna. She can drop her orb onto him, and just the combos are a little ridiculous. Whereas from the side of Chicken Chasers, I just don't know what they're going to do in a team fight. They have the Victor who can drop ultimate, and they have the Karma to shield, but outside of that, I mean, what's Mundo going to do? Just kind of run on the back line?
And actually just looking at this Gank by Gophers team comp one more time a little bit more closely, like their team engage is actually insane.
Yeah.
Every single member of their team can start a team fight. Nautilus, it easily can start the team fights. Lee Sin, creative ways to start team fights. Yeah, Ashe is just a walking team fight starter. Orianna with the ultimate. Rock in so many ways to start those things. So that is going to be difficult to try to dodge all of those means of CCs and all those means of starting a team fight from UMD.
Yeah, we'll see if Chicken Chasers are up to the task, though, as again, we kind of...
Oh, that Karma Q looks really cool on it. Yeah. Really quick side note.
I didn't quite get a chance to see
I'm
it.
sure we'll see another one.
I'm play-by-play. I should notice this thing. I like the skin, though. It's basically the normal Karma, just red.
Yeah. I don't know why I like it, but it looks really cool.
We did mention, though, how or at least I like the bot lane from the Chicken Chasers a little more, but they're already getting bullied under their turret. So maybe we were wrong in our kind of prediction of how this bot lane would go.
Yeah, this is not what we thought we were going to see. It was Lee Sin started in the top side and now is counter juggling to that blue buff right now. So Rockin and Ashe did get to lane a little bit sooner, got that early push, and Gavin97 and Flez have not quite recovered from this yet. Still getting pushed in constantly by the Ashe and the Rockin.
And I really like the jungle pathing from Potato here. A lot of junglers are starting bot side, roaming top right away, or starting on their chickens and then just going top. But he says, no, I'm going to do something new. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to take my blue buff, go to Wolves, and then go take the enemy blue buff.
And I'll go take my red buff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 3 buffing on this Lee Sin early as the Rek'Sai is going over to the blue side of the jungle now, and he will soon discover that his buff is no longer there.
The one thing I'll say is Zayx did clear his Krugs a little faster. For anybody who doesn't know, Krugs give less experience the first time you farm them than they do every subsequent time. So I think Zayx will slightly have a little bit of an XP and gold advantage going forward because he'll be able to go up there and get the earlier gold and XP as now Potato is going bot side to clear his. So I think still advantage to Potato, but Zayx, there's a small thing that went his way there. Very small. But he lost his buff, so absolutely advantage.
Yeah, Potato playing this early game well, and both these jungles are kind of hovering around the bot side right now. Rek'Sai may be looking for something. Lee Sin's there to counter.
A blue ward. They can't get a jungle
top
ward. It's the top lane. Yep, Boych Wonder taking a lot of damage. Literally, Potato jumping onto Zayx. He's in the middle of the enemy team. Wiki doesn't make the knock-up. Zayx forces heal from the AD carry, but first blood goes to Never Vote Yes. Well played from Ganked by Gophers. Potato saw Zayx on that ward and immediately prepped the counter gank.
Yeah, Zayx looking to come in there, had a nice flash knockup on multiple members, but not enough. He was just too low from that early engage from the Lee Sin, connecting with the Q and the follow-up damage, just too low to go into that engage. First blood for Ganked by Gophers.
And it almost happened topside. Like, Skippy almost got on the Boych Wonder. Didn't blow flash, though, as Nautilus, again, doesn't do that much damage. But hey, action happening on the top side. That's always good.
Yeah, you like to see that in that gig.
And Never Vote Yes has red buff. Now, this is really, really significant because they were already winning lane, pushing Chicken Chasers under their own turret. Well, now they have the red buff, which prompts off
first
the
blood
turret.
on the Ashe.
Yeah, so Never Vote Yes is feeling very comfortable in lane right now.
Yeah, and this lane is...
Ooh, Wiki hitting the trap, actually taking a lot of damage. Very low. He's going to be forced to recall here as now the other members of Chicken Chasers jumping onto Never Vote Yes, taking a lot of damage. Wiki does get some heal. Never Vote Yes blows his summoner spell. Takes one turret shot, walks away. But they do blow the summoner spell of heal from Never Vote Yes. That's pretty good considering what just happened earlier on the bot side.
Yeah, and Gavin's was already blown from that previous engagement, so getting something back from that is good for UMD. It's not, as good as they may have wanted, maybe trying to get a kill there, but blowing the heal is something, and forcing them back, and they'll get this push under tower before they have to.
Yeah, that's really good considering they gave up first blood to Nevervote. Yeah, so at least denying some farm. I think he'll make it for the later half of the wave, but he will at least lose that cannon.
Yeah, the cannon minion will be prioritized, so he'll lose that one, but he'll get there for the vast majority of the wave and keep up with the CS that this Caitlyn has been able to get a little bit of advantage over there by pushing that last wave in.
And something interesting to note, though, is historically gone in the favor of Ganked by Gophers is the jungle matchup. Literally, Potato oftentimes being vastly higher level than his jungle opponent, more farm, more gold. Well, right now he's behind in farm, ahead by about 200 or 150 because of that assist for the first blood, but not absolutely dominating Zyx in the jungle. So I got to credit Zyx right now for keeping up with what a lot of people consider to be the best jungler in MNLCS right now.
Yeah, doing pretty well so far. Did give up that first blood. His flash is coming up off cooldown here pretty soon, about a minute or so.
Ooh, they got the word.
And that is very, very important for Rek'Sai ganks, just in general. Rek'Sai having that flash, being able to flash on Burrow is gigantic. Potato may be looking for something here.
And he's around the bot side, misses the Sonic Wave, but is able to get Flez back into the enemy team. Flash still available, though they get out, and Wiki taking a lot of damage. Oh, barely gets out with his life. And Chicken Chasers almost turned that around beautifully.
Wow, pretty well played by Chicken Chasers there.
Now Zyx is down here as well. Nevervote, yes, has flash available, but no heal. Do they go for this? Zyx trying to get that snipe on the Wiki. Doesn't quite land it, though.
Q snipe.
Yeah, and now, Nevervote, yes, getting very aggressive. Again, he's so far forward, forcing literally Potato to come back down. And they're just dancing. Yeah. No, neither side wants to commit to this fight.
You can see early in this game that both junglers are really prioritizing this bot lane. That's where a vast majority of the action has been so far in this game. They want to be there for the first gank or be there for the counter gank of the opposing jungler.
The only thing I'll say here, though, is that once Nevervote, yes, and Wiki get level 6, this lane has to go in their favor. I mean, I just don't see how Karma and Caitlyn are going to keep up with the Enchanted Arrow and the rush from Wiki coming in. That's so much CC. It's just going to allow literally a Potato to have easy ganks. He no longer has to be the initiation during.
Yeah, as the Gavin 97 and Flez, you have to be looking to dodge those ultimates. Dodging the Ash Arrow is not impossible. It's something that can be done. Trying to get around that rock and ult, you do not want to be knocked up by these. It is almost certainly going to be a kill, probably, for a Gank by Gophers.
Yeah, but Potato is topside now, as Nevervote, yes, and Wiki are reaching that level 6. Nevervote, yes, has hit it, but this is the range from the Caitlyn. So annoying to deal with.
Very frustrating at times, and Zyx is here again.
Yeah, there he is. Flash on Burrow, under Nevervote, yes. Wiki trying to go in when he should have gone out. What are you doing? Zyx picking up that kill. Nevervote, yes.
TP.
No arrow available, but yes, TP from Spliffy comes down. There is the ultimate onto Zyx. Nevervote, yes, trying to get that damage. Heal coming in from Gavin. Can they get the return damage as Victor is roaming down to the spot side? He is spotted out, though, and they're going to have to back off.
Ghosting in.
Ghost in. Nautilus trying to stop it, but flashes forward, getting the kill onto the Ash, and Spliffy flashing away as well. Witty Parker not matching the roam quite fast enough. He was, I believe, in base walking back from there, but he has joined in the fight now. All this means, yeah, literally Potato, you get that red buff, but bot lane is not going as well as they would hope it to.
Yeah, literally Potato just trying to get what he can. He knows he's not in the area for that, trying to counter game as much as he can, as he knows Zyx's bot. Really well played from UMD there as a whole. They're picking up 2 kills for 0. Flash just coming off cooldown for the Rek'Sai, and immediately Flash and Burrows going for that bottom lane once again, where all the action is taking place.
Yeah, and Zyx, I mean, I'm curious to see if he even goes towards this top jungle after he clears these Raptors. As a jungler, you should assume that if you spent that much time on the bot side, your top jungle won't even be there anymore. So let's watch him a little bit here. See, how comfortable is he playing against a jungler like Potato, as now Potato is going aggressive onto Boych Wonder. I don't even know if he wants to take that fight, though.
I'd have been curious to see how that one turned out if that Q landed, actually.
And Zyx does go towards his top jungle. I mean, you got to expect that Potato will have farmed that out already, but maybe he's just prepping a gank onto the Nautilus. Again, not a lot of damage coming from Mundo and Rek'Sai, though. Yeah. Curious plays here. I would have liked just him to go bot again. I mean, you know that Nevervote, yes, doesn't have flash. Just try to capitalize on that. Keep going down there and getting that bot lane ahead. because you don't really need to get the Mundo ahead of the Nautilus. Like, that's not the issue right now.
Or you could even look to go mid. Yeah, top lane is not the lane that I would be looking to try to get ahead as a jungler in this game. But that nice roam from Boosted 420 in that last engagement does.
Zayx does head bot lane, pops the ultimate, is spotted out by the hot. Might not have been actually. As never vote yes, and Wiki has spotted him out at this moment. They're agreeing to just clear wards, but now Wiki going aggressive on the Zayx. Do they want this though? I would have liked to see Chicken Chasers go all in there. Honestly, I think they could have taken that fight, but they're gonna back up.
It was a gentleman's agreement, Wiki. Why'd you have to go in?
Yeah,
we're just clearing these wards, man.
As there's nothing that feels quite that bad though when you're a supporter. You're like, they're taking my pink ward, and Aaron was wide.
Flez did have to flash out of that one as literally Potato was in the area, so that's why the Enchanted Crystal area was fired. They did have some follow-up damage coming from the Lee Sin.
That's absolutely worth it, though, if you decide of ganked by Gophers. An ultimate for a flash, so strong. Boych Wonder getting aggressive on a Spliffy now. Ultimate is popped. He's going to be healing so much. This is the aggression of the top laners at one, but Spliffy might actually take it. He doesn't get the kill, but he is asserting his dominance, saying, look, man, just stay away from me. As Wiki's going again onto Flez. So much aggression on this bot side. There's the charm onto Gavin. Litter Potato onto Zayx. Exhaust is there, but Gavin's the first to fall. Can they get anything answered for it? They're not even going to try as they're forced to back away. Ganked by Gophers. Picking up another kill, evening it out. Only 500 ahead, but might look to drag now.
And back to the bot lane they go.
Back to the top lane. And Spliffy getting onto Boych Wonder. No ultimate available. He might pop flash. Spliffy doesn't have ult either, taking a lot of damage from those minions, but just going to go under turret.
And for that last engagement on the bottom side, picking up that kill could mean Infernal Drake for gank by Gophers.
Boosted has ultimate available, aggressive. Jumping onto Wiki. Can he get the kill? There's the stun, there's the damage, but Potato is nearby. He's got to respect the Lee Sin. You can't get too aggressive. Teleport coming in from Boych Wonder. They are contesting the drag. They don't want to give this up for free. But in the meantime, they're giving up so much pressure topside. Can they get anything for this? Potato! Smite steals the dragon, gets out with his life. Oh, that feels bad. They commit so much to that drag.
Feels bad for UMD. They played that really well up until that point, pushing you, gank by Gophers off of the dragon. Boosted 420 comes in with a nice ultimate and stun, really doing a lot of damage to multiple members of Gank by Gophers. Looks like they're going to have the dragon, and literally Potato makes a great play. Outsmite Zayx, flashes out, gets away safely.
Well, the issue is Zayx was level 7, Potato was level 8, so his smite did more damage. He was able to get it out earlier than Zayx. But what I would have liked to see Chicken Chasers do is just as soon as he jumped over that wall, go in on him, and arrow lands onto Gavin 97. Teleport did come in from Spliffy. This is going to be maybe another kill coming down. Never vote yes. Not going to get it, though. Spliffy picks that one up. Trying to get another one. I didn't honestly see that teleport coming in, but now it makes sense. I was like, wait, why did you use the arrow? But, okay.
And it looks like they're going to try to pick up the first turret here as they have 4 members of Gank by Gophers all surrounding this tower. They're saying, we are winning this bottom lane battle in this game.
And now
Zayx and Boosted 420 want to contest this.
Yeah, but I don't think that they have a chance. This turret's already so low, and they just can't get past the Rakan. He has the ultimate available, and that's just going to be too much for them to deal with. Unfortunately, Boych Wonder almost picked it up by himself. That would have been nice.
Yeah, and Chicken Chasers doing pretty well for themselves here early in the game. Only 1k down here, 15 minutes in. Boosted 420 is down a little bit in farm, but has made a lot of really nice roams, being a little bit more proactive around the map, and has that kill to his name.
Yeah, and this is what Victor needs to do, is try to help when he can, but mostly just keep his turret alive. Try to stay in mid as long as you can, honestly, because you want to scale. You don't want to lose lane, which he absolutely hasn't, so I got to credit him right now, playing the scaling champ and still doing all right in the early stages of the game. Second, they got 2 control wards, just in case. In case the first one didn't pick it up. And now Ganked by Gophers do look to pressure this mid lane, though. It's going to be so difficult against the Caitlyn Victor.
Yeah, very difficult to siege against this comp. Just Caitlyn naturally difficult to siege against with the...
Oh, there's the initiation of boost.
Wow.
Just too far forward. You can't be there. Wiki gets the speed going in, trying to get the damage onto Gavin. Whitty Parker is coming in from behind. Potato finally joining in. Do they commit to the fight, though? They might not want to. Boych Wonder healing up a lot of that health. Finally having Spirit Visage available. And there's the arrow comes in, lands on a Boych Wonder. Do they commit all in? All members are there, but they're taking a lot of damage. Zayax coming in from behind, and there's the shockwave. It wasn't even used in the fight earlier. And now Flez forced to limp away. Gavin 97 taking so much. This might be the ace. It is! Boosted just coming up, but all 5 members falling in about a span of a minute right there.
Yeah, that engagement just looked like it was about to be over, and then the arrow connects. Witty Parker's ultimate connects on multiple members.
Yeah, the shockwave wasn't even used.
Yeah, I thought it was down, to be honest, but he finds a way to... And here's another little battle going on.
Yeah, trying to get on to Boosted. Boosted uses the ghost, but doesn't want to take the 1v2. Wise choice.
But really well played by Gank by Gophers. They pick up the turret as well as multiple kills. None of them go down in that fight. And the Orianna, who was just 0-0-0 or whatever, like had no kill participation, now 3-0-2. Very, very strong.
And that went from bad to worse for Chicken Chasers. I was just talking about how they were doing a good job of keeping that mid turret alive. And the anti-siege potential is so strong from this team. But the all-in potential from Ganked by Gophers is just that much stronger. When boosted, if you're going to get caught out like that, you have to understand that that turret will go down.
And now they may be even losing this top tower here. There's a large minion wave for Ganked by Gophers. Boych Wonder doing his best.
Zayax is coming in, though. Boych Wonder taking so much damage. You just don't have the armor to stop this Ashe shredding you with Blade of the Ruined King. Such a good, strong item to shred tank.
Yeah, for Blade of the Ruined King, incredibly efficient right now. So very strong at shredding these tanks. And looks like there's going to be a little bit of the ganking in the top lane. Lee Sin coming up.
The kick is available. Arrow lands on the Zayax. You could have sidestepped that, but you didn't. There's a CC chain. Zayax might actually get out, but Potato follows him under the turret. Boych Wonder taking a lot for that. And Ganked by Gophers again. Shockwave available for Witty Parker. This top turret is not going to be safe. Spliffy, just stop the backs. That's all you have to do. Oh, you catch up Flizz alone. This is not looking good for Chicken Chasers. The Karma might not even be able to get away, but does walk out of that one safely. Ganked by Gophers not actually looking to pressure this top anymore.
Yeah, they did pick up the tower, and now they're 3 turrets to 1, doing very well for themselves, getting farther and farther ahead after just a few minutes ago. It was almost dead even in gold.
And this is what happens when you take a team like Ganked by Gophers. Yes, you can go even with them in the early stages of the game during laning phase, but at some point, they're going to pull the trigger, and you have to be ready. You have to understand when you're vulnerable and when Ganked by Gophers are going to see that and take advantage of it, because they are a team that are going to say, we're not going to make a move unless we are like positive it's going to work, unless we're 70% sure that this will work for us. So Chicken Chasers, it's on them now. The heat is on. How are they going to play around this huge deficit that they've created for themselves?
And look at, in 14 seconds, it is another Infernal Drake, it looks like, that is about to spawn. So this is going to even catapult this lead farther if they do happen to get this. A little bit of nice RNG going for Ganked by Gophers here. Double Infernal, very strong.
Yeah, and this is just the problem when you give up that first dragon earlier, is that now you have to pressure this. If they give this up for free, that's just a death sentence right there. You're admitting defeat almost. Zayax can't even go in. He takes so much poke from Witty Parker that this is a drag.
They just have to, now give that up for
free. It does go and lands on a boost to the shockwave, the damage. Witty Parker showing up huge, and Ganked by Gophers just can't be stopped.
And never vote yes, a great arrow there into the brush, knowing that he was backing there, and really well played. Witty Parker right on top of that ultimate immediately deletes boosted 420. And now with a gigantic lead for Ganked by Gophers.
And there's just very little chance of Chicken Chasers being able to come back from this. They don't have any jungle to farm, and even if they did, it's all warded. They are not safe in their own jungle right now. Ganked by Gophers have completely taken over the map.
Yeah, they just have pressure in all areas.
Oh, and Little Potato on to Gavin 97. Does he get the deletion? Oh, the flash kick! Knocking Gavin into the team of Ganked by Gophers. Really well played there by Potato. This is why he likes Lisa.
Yeah, he loves to play this champion. Looks fantastic on it. Flash kick. Done that multiple times this game already. Looking fantastic. 4-3 on the Lisa. Still really starting a lot of their fights for Ganked by Gophers.
Okay, I misspoke. Potato didn't flash. Gavin flashed. Gavin flashed into the position so that Potato could kick him.
Yeah, that was something strange happened.
That's a questionable play from Gavin 97. Maybe it's the nerves. Maybe he thought he was mind tricking. Potato, but either
going
way, it
in
does
hard.
not work. Boosted might have caught out. Never vote yes. There's the heel popped. Flash not available, but coming up soon. He's so low, but it looks like he's going to get out. He does. Wow.
And Boosted flashing on Never Vote Yes for that. So even though Never Vote Yes getting ahead of that a little bit, heel
And
traded
Ghost.
for Flash and Ghost down from Boosted 420 as well as the ultimate. Blowing a lot for no kills there.
And this is going, again, just from bad to worse for Chicken Chasers. They're blowing their summoner spells, trying to catch out members that are out of position from ganked by Gophers, but not picking up anything for it. And now ganked by Gophers, they have so much priority over this Baron. It's just a little silly. I mean, Boych Wonder, yeah, you're pushing in the bot side. You have teleport available. I like that play. But even if you go for the 5v5, the team fight from ganked by Gophers is just so much stronger that they might not even be able to contest this, but Wiki is pretty low. Maybe this is their shot. Teleport coming in. Wiki jumping away. There's the initiation. Ultimate onto Booster 420. Wiki's the first to fall, though. Can Chicken Chaser turn this alarm? Shockwave only onto Boych Wonder. That's what they wanted, but Never Vote Yes. Kiting so well, just stopping all the damage here. Spliffy doesn't even go down. Gets a kill onto Boych Wonder. Answered onto Flez. Answered onto Gavin. Boosted in Zyx. You gotta get out. Oh, that almost was good for them.
Yeah. Gameplay Gophers playing that fight so well, they just start up the Baron. It doesn't even matter if they know they're on it or anything. They go low and they say, hey, we're not going to finish this. Let's just start the fight. We're so far ahead. We can beat them in any fight that they want to start right now.
And Boych Wonder, I mean, there's only so much a Mundo can do, and yes, he did what Mundo needs to do. You just run at the 80 carry and try to take them out of the fight for as long as you can. But once he left, all the priority from Whitty Parker and Spliffy went on to the carries. They went on to Flez, on to Gavin, and that you just can't leave them alone. Zyx was not in a position to kite and play like a big brother for those guys, keeping them safe, and unfortunately, just didn't work out for them.
Yeah, it felt like Never Vote Yes was the target that they're trying to target in that fight, trying to get him out of there, and Whitty Parker kind of just goes off, dealing so much damage onto the carries and winning them that fight.
Yeah, Never Vote Yes was kiting beautifully also. I just want to say, I wish we had replays, because watching him jump around there, but Potato catching out Gavin 97, can Gavin even survive this? He's not going to! The kick for the kill. Flez now trying to get in onto Potato, but not going to get anything for it. Wow, usually the kick doesn't get the kill, but they're did.
That execute damage
I
coming in
believe
huge.
I believe it does more damage for no, this is when you kick somebody into another target. It does more damage for all the extra health that they have. So it's always better to kick the tank into the enemy team because it will do more damage. And now Baron is started one more time by ganked by Gophers. Gavin 97 down again, 0, 6, and 4 on this Caitlyn. Caitlyn, yes, she can scale, but you only have one completed item. Things are not going well for this bot lane.
Yeah, Caitlyn is a champion that's easy to get ahead on, and when she's ahead, she's very, very strong. But if you do happen to fall behind, she tends to feel pretty bad. Carry
You're
that you
pretty
have
much just dropping traps at that point.
Yeah, it is a carry that you typically have to build 2 attack speed items on. You don't get to build that much straight damage, so falling behind feels pretty rough coming from the Caitlyn.
Yeah, and I mean, Chicken Chasers, they're stalling the game, though. This is what they need to do. Just make it last longer. Try to get Victor as scaled as possible because, in my opinion, Caitlyn will scale better than the Ashe. Victor will scale better than the Orianna. I can't say anything about Mundo. I don't know that champ. Just all honesty. Cards on the table. No clue what he does. But this Barrett is taking a lot of damages. Again, ganked by Gopher just constantly prioritizing this objective, and this time it doesn't look like Chicken Chasers can.
Yeah, and they can just keep doing the song and dance. If Chicken Chasers come, then yeah, they just start the fight. If they don't come, then free Baron. So Ganked by Gophers could have just continued and continued to do that. UMD saying this time, hey, we can't win this. Let's just try to push out these waves as far as we can, turtle as much as we can. Just let them have the Baron and see what we can do.
And Mountain Drake is the next dragon up in 5 seconds here. Spliffy already prepping some of that vision as the rest of Ganked by Gophers head topside. Chicken Chasers have to decide, are they going to defend the top or are they going to go for this dragon? Zyx showing around the dragon pit. Oh, did he get it? I don't think he even got it as the fight starts top. Whitty Parker getting a kill already onto that top side. Boych Wonder has shown up. A turret will go down. Spliffy bullying Zyx out, saying, "This is my jungle. You can't even get under you too." Oh, almost gets a kill. Zyx just wanted his tunnel. He just wanted to feel safe. As now boosted, popping the ultimate, just trying to clear up this wave. The Baron minions make it very difficult for Victor and Caitlyn to clear when they're usually so good at defending.
And that was a fun little fight to watch. Spliffy 3 levels up on the Zyx, just bullying him in the jungle there, 1v1.
He even got the river scuttle. Like, Zyx didn't even get it.
Yeah, that feels bad.
I think Zyx accidentally smited the Nautilus just because he was too big and standing on top of the scuttle. So that feels even worse.
Yeah, does not feel great coming from Zyx there. But Mountain Drake is live. Doesn't even seem... Well, maybe they're just starting to care about it now. Maybe trying to fall back to that Drake for gank by Gophers. Or they can just go bot and pick up that tier 2.
Yeah, they seem to give no craps about any other dragons or objectives. They don't need to clear jungle camps. They're just going for the turrets. They're trying to close out this game a little earlier than maybe some of their other games have been. Already 26 minutes in. Gank by Gophers kind of the kings of ending games quick. And Chicken Chaser's doing a good job, again, of just... I mean, I don't even know if I can say good job, but they are slowing the game down. But when you get caught out and lose the 1v1 against the Nautilus, things like that tend to put you behind. As this is the 3rd dragon, now going to gank by Gophers, they really can do whatever they want at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of comes down to that bottom lane earlier in the game. There's so much priority around that bottom lane, and gank by Gophers were the first ones to really break it open. They got that tower. And now look at the Caitlyn, 0-6-4. Look at the Ashe, 2-1-8. The Orianna getting so much farther ahead as the bottom lane and the jungle were able to rotate to that mid lane after that and to help out Woody Parker and just really snowballed the game so fast.
Yeah, and I mean, this Ashe has mortal reminder. Boy Wonder can do nothing in these fights anymore. His sole job is to run at the carries and just try to take them out of the fight. Well, he's not even going to be able to threaten Ashe. Yes, he does have that Thorn Mail completed, so maybe he's trying to help that a little bit, but still, the lifesteal from Ashe will keep her safe, most likely. They're trying to find something here. You can tell Chicken Chasers, I can feel the tingles that they're experiencing right now as Wiki goes in. This is a 2v3 or 3v5 actually, but they're actually winning. Everyone, yes, again, kiting so well. Woody Parker picking up 1 kill. Boy Wonder can't do anything but just stand. Still a double going to Woody Parker. Make it 4 for the team. Zyx is the only one left. Baron's still up on ganked by Gophers. This might be the end of the game.
Yeah, this looks like it could be game here for gank by Gophers. And Chicken Chaser's just looking to try to do something past their base. So maybe if they do happen to find a pick, win a fight, they can maybe get something for it. So I respect that. They're not losing slowly, which is never fun to do either. They're trying to make something happen. It does not work out for them there. This looks to be game for gank by Gophers.
And maybe. They just lost a 3v5 when the team of 3 initiated.
Yeah.
That's a little gross. That never feels good. As the Nexus turrets do fall, the Nexus will be falling as well. This is the last ditch ever from Chicken Chasers, but there's just nothing they can do. Never Vote Yes was just untouched in those fights and did so much damage.
Yeah, Never Vote Yes looking fantastic. Look at the score lines coming across for gank by Gophers. Everyone playing very well in this game and just catapulting that lead, snowballing it so well, ending the game in just 29 minutes.
And these damage charts. Ooh, actually, Woody Parker ahead of Never Vote Yes in damage dealt. Doesn't surprise me that much, but I was actually expecting Never Vote Yes to have more damage just because of how well he kited the Mundo and how much he was able to auto-attack in those fights. It was close, though. But good job, Woody Parker. 9-0-5. There was a moment where we were saying Boosted 420 had a chance of just being able to outscale and win that later stage of the game, but then bot fell, and then they all rotated mid, and there was a clean ace, and that is exactly when Gank by Gophers won the game.
Yeah, they snowballed from that bottom so well. They immediately go to the mid lane, they get that ace and the mid tower, and there's no recovery for UMD after that. There really wasn't.
And we will be ready to get into game 2, though, because keep in mind, this is a best-of-3 series. Chicken Chasers, you got your 1 loss. Now you have to get 2 more if you want to keep going into the finals. Can they take down Ganked by Gophers? We're going to take a short break, and then we'll find the answer to that coming up next. So don't go anywhere, and we will be right back. right, and we are back for game 2 of our first semifinals stream. Ganked by Gophers against Chicken Chasers. Twin Cities against Duluth. Now, Duluth, even if Chicken Chasers loses this, they still have one more chance in their second team, Ram Ranch, which we'll be playing tomorrow night against Mankato. So that kind of feels nice if you're a Chicken Chasers fan or just a Duluth fan in general, knowing that, yes, even if this team loses, they're not able to reverse sweep Ganked by Gophers, you still have somebody to root for. You still have a chance of making it to the finals and winning that championship. But let's not count Chicken Chasers down and out yet. They still have a chance to come back here and win 2 in a row, albeit a difficult road ahead of them. It's not going to be an easy task taking on a team like Ganked by Gophers right now.
Yeah, going to be very difficult here for Chicken Chasers to come back in the series, but not impossible. They did look pretty strong in the early game in the previous game. They had a lot of good things going for them. They just kind of lost control and could not claw their way back.
Yeah, again, Ganked by Gophers were just able to capitalize on the plays when they presented themselves. So now Chicken Chasers, it's up to you. How do you get back into this next game? Maybe the answer is taking away Lee Sin from Potato. We saw Potato do such a good job on the champion last game. And we actually forgot to give out player of the game last time.
Yeah, Potato is my player of the game.
I would have given it to Woody Parker, but I agree. Potato absolutely deserving of it as well. It's always hard to make those choices. Lee Sin, Azir, maybe the Graves, maybe something like, I don't know if Oriana was an issue. I think it was just she got out of control, but for a while she wasn't an issue. So I don't know if they need to ban out that, but they are going to ban it out. So Oriana is taken off the table.
They do not want to see him on the Oriana. Again, also taking away the Azir, as we continue to mention, is Woody Parker's favorite champion, always goes off on it. And the Lee Sin being banned away seems like a smart choice just after what Potato was able to do to them last game. Not allowing that just immense pressure coming from the jungle early.
Ganked by Gophers having slightly different bans here. They're banning out the Victor, respecting the pick from Boosted 420, as now Boosted's champion pool much lower. I would expect them to now prioritizing picking up a mid laner for him in their earlier stages of the draft. Question being, what is their first priority? Is it the Lulu? Because that was banned last game, but it is on the table now. If they give that up, though, maybe Ganked by Gophers can show us Rakan and Zaya together. I would love to see it, but it's actually Graves picked up. This is a jungler that's been hit or miss depending on who is playing him. Very highly prioritized in bans, but not really showing up well in the stats, just because a lot of junglers feel pressured to pick him up when they're on blue side when they're not actually comfortable with him.
Yeah, and we do know that Ganked by Gophers Potato is really good at this champion, so kind of a counter pick. Taking that away from him, he likes to play those aggressive junglers. Will not have the option of Lee Sin or Graves this game.
Ash
being picked up again here. So
they're not giving a Zaya.
No.
If they lock in Rakan, I'm going to be a little salty. I'm like, come on, why didn't you just do it? But, Ash Karma, taking Karma away from Chicken Chasers while still getting the initiation from the Ash. I like this from Ganked by Gophers, but honestly, they're showing their full bot lane, which now allows... Potentially. It could always be flex. And actually, that is a good point to raise because we saw Woody Parker in his last quarterfinals match play him twice. But the answer is going to be Ezreal Nami, an incredibly safe lane.
Yeah, very, very safe lane. Has nice poke, but easy disengage. Nice healing, good sustain from that lane coming out. So it seems like they believed that this was the bottom lane that Ganked by Gophers showed, so they picked their bottom lane into it, so they will have the option to counterpick whatever solo lanes that Ganked by Gophers do show.
Although, honestly, I don't mind the Nami, even if Karma isn't the support, as now we're seeing Lulu locked in, so I would assume Karma is going mid.
It could also be the Lulu mid. We said Faker played Lulu mid in pros like last week or something. So
I love watching LCK strats getting played in MNLCS.
Hey, it could be a thing.
Gragas again banned out against Chicken Chasers. That's the second time now they've banned that champion away. More junglers taken off the table for Potato. What is he going to play now? Ivern's still available. Maybe that's what he picks. That would be 3 supports for Never Vote Yes.
Yes.
That would be a little gross if we saw that come out. Oh my God! Don't do it.
Oh, please no.
This Ash will be impossible.
Oh, that'd make me cry, dude.
If this Ivan is locked in, I would not be surprised if Ash did not die a single time. Ooh, might be switched to Nidalee, and it is locked in Nidalee.
One thing they do kind of have to worry about if they were going for something like that Ivern is just maybe the overall damage output of your team might not be quite as high, so they do lock in the Nidalee, providing a little bit more early damage, and can gank somewhat similarly to the Lee Sin, so a similar play pattern there.
Yeah, but very, very aggressive when you go that AP build. Those spears doing a lot of damage, but we've seen, occasionally an AD build coming out. Trinity Force being built on her. I don't actually quite know the rest of the build, but I know that you start Trinity Force and then you kind of build up from there, and you focus more on the auto attacks. Your all-in potential as the Panther kind of goes up there with the Sheen procs. So there's kind of some versatility as Aurelia is locked in. That means that Nidalee will be doing a lot of AP damage here, I would assume, because they have 2 AD dealers already on the team. So probably not going to see that AD build.
Yeah, most likely, unless they're just going to rely all of their AP damage coming from whoever their mid laner is. We're assuming it's
gotta be Karma,
still.
right?
It makes the most sense that it would still be Karma.
I would like to see Lulu mid, just because I haven't seen it in a while, but I think against a Twisted Fate, I think Karma's going to be a little better. She can push the waves faster. Also, just I think overall the kit is better when a mid laner or the jungle is ganking towards the mid. If Karma is there, offering some of that CC. Polymorph can be good, but I think that the snare from Karma, if it's able to land, really helps facilitate those ganks when there's a jungler like Nidalee who doesn't have any CC in her.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw so much priority around that bottom lane last game. I'm curious to see if that's the focal point this game as well. Very well maybe kind of whoever gets ahead in that bottom lane first.
All right, and what it's spelled out, Salav.
I can't think of anything cool, man.
Yeah, I can't either. Lav on the right side. Man, they just keep missing out on opportunities. I want a TSM. I want a CLG. I want a C9. Well, there's no 9, I guess. Yeah, that'd be difficult to do. I want an Envy. Yeah, no one likes.
What about
Envy.
just GBG or something like that?
True, they could have done GBG. What would it be? Gragas, Rom, Graves. Well, Graves is played. There's
Galio.
There we go. I was gonna say there's got to be another G name. Fun fact: I think Z is actually the highest, like alphabetically in terms of the starting letter for champions. Z is the highest.
Really?
So there's a lot of Z. Zyra, Zillion. I'm blanking on a lot of them right now, but like there's a lot. There's a lot of Z's, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is. I would say curious. That is
curious.
That is a fact that I did not know.
Zorark came to mind. That's a Pokemon. I don't know. I don't know why I got Pokemon on my brain.
I know why you got Pokemon.
Yeah,
Pokemon's awesome.
For anybody who doesn't know, me and Money Trees play a fair amount of Pokemon. Hit us up on TCG Online. Is it Hello Kitty Vader? I think is our.
I actually have no idea what it is.
I think it's Hello Kitty Vader.
So that's it. Hit us up if anybody plays.
We'll take you down. I just perfected my Greninja Break Yukumuku deck, if anybody knows at all what that means. But let's talk about this matchup now. These teams, Chicken Chasers, this is their final chance to get back into the series. If they lose this, their entire dream of making it to the MNLCS finals and to the championship is dashed. So they got to pull something out here.
Yeah, absolutely. And both teams do have a decent amount of global pressure, double TPs coming from both sides. Twisted Fate also has the ultimate to join in fights. Ezreal and Ashe being able to provide a little bit more global pressure with those ultimates. So could be seeing fights all over the place here.
And something that I believe Chicken Chasers were kind of lacking in the last composition that they had, but showing up a little bit more here is a team fight. Rumble and Victor kind of serve similar purposes with their ultimates. You try to zone out the enemy team. If they're clumped in a group, you drop it on all of them, or you can just try to cut off retreat paths for them. So that's kind of the same, but this time they have the Nami. It's a support that can throw out that tidal wave to disengage fights. If you're fighting around Baron, it's incredibly strong because you can throw it and most likely hit all members of the enemy team. And then again, Twisted Fate, just being able to use the ultimate also to spot out the enemy team, getting that vision on them. I like the overall draft here a little more. Their siege potential isn't quite as strong, and their wave clear isn't quite as strong, but it's still strong enough. And honestly, we saw just last game that composition didn't work for them. So I like that they're doing something different this time.
Yeah, absolutely. I like their comp as well. And seems as though just their lanes match up maybe a little bit better here. Curious to see if this bottom lane is the focal point in this game as it was in the previous one. Is it just whoever gets ahead there
a lot
first
of
is going to
teleport
win?
plays last time.
Are we going to see Nidalee and Graves there throughout the game? Are Boyish Wonder and Spliffy going to be TPing there all the time? Is it going to be just Ezreal, Ashe, whoever gets ahead there is going to win? Or
the one thing I'll say, though, is this time there's less initiation from the side of Ganked by Gophers. They don't have the Lee Sin to provide the kick. They don't have the Rakan to provide the ultimate as well as his knock-up. They have the Lulu this time. So it's a much more defensive lane. And Nidalee, very strong, provides a lot of damage, but again, no CC in the kit. They're relying on the Enchanted Crystal Arrow from Ashe to connect to be the initiation.
or the Polymorph.
Or Polymorph, yeah, that could work as well. It's not like a CC in the sense of it's stopping their movement, so they still can run away, but definitely incredibly useful.
Yeah, they just slows them, and they can't use any of their abilities for however long that is. That ability is just, God, I do not like that ability.
When the Katarina jumps into your team, you're like, thank you. You are now a little fish.
Yeah, that ability's actually, can we just talk about how dumb that is?
Well, let's talk about what it turns into. Do you know? Is it?
It's a polymorph.
Tadpole?
I don't know.
Does it turn into a tadpole?
Maybe. Well, let's keep an eye on it whenever you use it during this game. Yeah, I'm actually not sure.
If anybody knows, tell us in Twitch chat, because we have no idea.
Yeah, I'd be curious to find.
Yeah, I'm a support man. I should know these things.
Yeah.
I don't like admitting this, but I will admit I don't play Lulu, though. That's like, I know that is kind of heresy to say I'm a support man and I don't play Lulu. But I just love the cow, man. I love the... and I got the new Alistair in drag costume. Alistair wearing lady clothing with the cow skin. And I also got Infernal Alistair. It was on sale.
Yeah, you have like every Alistair skin.
Every Alistair skin except for Alistair Black.
And that one's like impossible to get, or like near impossible.
Absolutely impossible. I think the only way I could get is if, Riot just decides to bring it back for an event or some special reason, but most likely not. I believe it was a pre-release that you got that. If you played beta or something like that.
It was a long time ago that skin was available.
Very long time ago. I've seen it in game like 2 different times. And my God, was I jealous? So beautiful. But these teams, one more time potentially, hopefully 2 more, if Chicken Chase can pull this out. We have Boych Wonder top lane with Zayax in jungle, boosted 420 in the mid lane with Gavin 97 and Flez on the bottom side, defending their last chance at this tournament. Ganked by Gophers, looking to not give it to them. Spliffing the top lane, Potato jungle, Witty Parker mid with Never Vote Yes and Wiki on that bottom side. What are the predictions, Sam? Which team do you think had the overall better pick? And also let us know on the Twitch chat. Tweet at MNLCS or at MNSirButtKick. Let us know what you think.
I think that I might like UMD's comp just slightly better this game. But I think it's very close. Both comps are comparable. UMD may be going for a little cheese in the bottom lane here. Which comp do you think came out ahead?
It's a difficult one. I'm still going to give it to the side of Ganked by Gophers one more time. Having the double support for the Ashe is so strong. We saw how well Never Vote Yes was able to kite, but actually he might be getting caught out here. He does spot all 5 members, though. It would have to be something cheesy like a flash bubble to get him to blow a summoner spell. A lot of damage taken already from Chicken Chases. I would not call that a success.
Yeah, Ganked by Gophers, a nice little, getting even more aggressive. Double autos on the Boyish Wonder there.
And for anybody who did not check the Twitch chat, or for anybody who's new to the stream, as I'm hoping there are many now, I did post on Twitter, and I confirmed that if we get 50 viewers for this stream tonight, I had a full beard for a while. I shaved most of it, but I kept the mustache, and it's a curly mustache. It's like long enough that I can kind of curl the sides and make it look all fancy. And I will keep this through to the finals if we can get 50 views. and maybe even more. I could be convinced to keep it for longer. So share the stream with your friends, share it on social media. Tell everybody to start watching from every school you know. As Zayek's taking a lot of aggression here from Woody Parker. His karma is actually bullying him off of his own chickens.
Yeah, that does not feel great at all. Karma even picking up one of the chickens.
Boosted is jumping onto her now. Zayek's is level 2. Woody Parker might be getting caught out here, but he's actually just wasting Zayek's time. And maybe not, though. They could burn a summoner spell. There's a yellow card flashes out from Woody Parker.
And that was an interesting little early engagement there. And UMD actually coming out on top of that one by a little bit. They do burn Woody Parker's flash. And that opens Zayek's to be able to maybe go into this middle lane early and try to get that flashless karma.
The advantage for Ganked by Gophers, though, is Potato was able to farm that entire time, whereas Zayek's is very far behind in his own jungle at the moment now. But Potato taking an early back, that's actually something interesting that we don't often see from him.
Yeah, curious to see what he wants to pick up here. Just wants the potion?
Interesting. I honestly am confused by that play. I think that knowing Zayek's is a little behind, he could have gone aggressive, tried to counter jungle that we all know him to be kind of famous for, but maybe he knows something I don't. Maybe he understands the Nidalee into Graves matchup slightly better. Maybe that potion is necessary for it. And as usual, I'm oftentimes proven wrong on this. Anytime I say I think I know something, I absolutely it goes the other way around. Which one are taking a little bit of damage here from Spliffy, but it is returned. The Rumble does a lot if you stand in that flamethrower for too long. And slight farm disadvantage, though, for him on the top side. He's getting pushed in. Typically, Rumble's the one that pushes, but getting pushed in by the Aurelia, that doesn't feel too good.
Yeah, he does have the farm available then for him to try to even up those numbers. But this is a little bit more exciting top lane matchup here. A little bit more exciting than Nautilus into Mundo.
Although, hey, there was some action in that last one.
Sure, there was a little bit of action in there. More than you expect.
Oh, yeah.
So, but 2 carries here in the top lane.
Yeah, 1 AP, 1 AD. One likes to dive the back line, and the other likes to pretty much actually do this. They both kind of like to dive. Rumble can affect more in a team fight, though, because he kind of runs at the AD carry with that flamethrower out, but then also drops the equalizer. So I'm curious to see how Spliffy handles these team fights. He's going to have to get substantially ahead in order to have a big impact.
But already
Potato on the bottom side. Fles is able to juke the spear and get out with no summoner spells burned. Well played.
Really nice sidestep by Fles there. If that would have hit, he most likely would have been dead. And here we're going to see some action in the mid lane. Zayek's going for that flashless karma.
Already in the mid lane there. Woody Parker, no flash, but he's just able to walk away. Makes sense. You see the Graves on the top of your lane. Walk to the bottom, because you know that you have your bot lane and jungler there to back you up if a chase happens. So, kind of advantage, I guess. I don't know. I don't know who really won out there. I would have liked to see Zayek's maybe just focus some more of the jungle from Potato, but all that's up is the Krugs on Potato side. So, Ganked by Gophers doing a good job of controlling their own jungle. Right?
Yeah, neither gank going great there for the either jungler. Not really blowing anything, not getting a significant amount of health from either member. So both ganks are foiled in their first attempts.
The only big difference in any lanes right now is this top side. Spliffy being 10 CS ahead of Boych Wonder. That's more than a full wave. Only netting about 200 gold, but if he can keep that up, that will be substantial going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can continue to bully Boych Wonder out of this top lane farm, and now Spliffy just kind of holding the wave there, making it very difficult for Boych Wonder to
farm.
Boosted
420, taking a lot of damage. Potato is on this top side. Might look to gank, as Rumble has flash available. So I think best case scenario, they get a kill. Worst case, they get his flash. As Potato is staying around here, he wants this so bad.
Looks like he's about to go.
He is going towards this top side, but Boych Wonder is able to just walk away. Spots out literally Potato, and now Zayek should use this information, go towards Potato's bottom side jungle, or at least get the dragon. You know the Potato's top side. You can put pressure on this right now.
Yeah, warding
Woody
up
Parker already backed. They should go dragon. I don't think they're going to.
They do have it warded up. They have vision of the area. The Graves is hovering that area, maybe taking the Skull Crab right now. Could be looking to back, but now Potato has backed, and he is starting to go to the bottom side, but they do get the plant vision of him. They know exactly where he is.
Yeah, and bottom lane is pushed in. Gavin 97 and Flez. As soon as they hit level 6, I expect that dragon to go down. Boych Wonder getting initiated on by Spliffy. First blood to the top laner of ganked by Gophers. Soon answered, actually, by Boych Wonder. He, the equalizer was able to get it. Zayax, though, getting damage a lot from Witty Parker. Flashes away. Can 1Q land? Witty Parker!
Ooh.
Solo killing the jungler.
Witty Parker playing that so well. I just think more damage came out from the Karma than Graves expected there, picking up that kill. A nice follow coming from Boosted 420 in the top lane, able to secure that kill, but also nice job by Spliffy, securing the first blood, going just ham for that kill once he knew he was dead.
Yeah, and didn't even burn flash for it. So that is Summoner's Spell advantage on this top side. Witty Parker getting aggressive, flashing in on Boosted because he sees Potato is there for the backup. Potato! Flash under turret. Is he going to go down? One more shot is not going to be enough. And a successful gank on the mid lane. Witty Parker so confident, flashing aggressively just to set up Potato.
Yeah, confidence in your teammates there coming out. He knows that Potato's going to hit that spear if I go on hard.
Spliffy capitalizing on Boych Wonder's greed. Boych wanted that cannon minion.
And Spliffy has been able to maintain the CS lead that he's built up for himself, now about 15 ahead, looking really good for the Aurelia here.
And first blood went to ganked by Gophers. Top lane significantly ahead in farm, but not that much gold discrepancy as this jungler almost gets caught out. Potato gets maybe a little too aggressive, not knowing where Zayax was. Zayax not being level 6, though. I would have expected Potato to be able to take that fight, honestly.
Yeah, Potato maybe just playing a little bit safe here. I'm not exactly sure.
Well, he didn't have vision. He didn't know how many members of Chicken Chasers were nearby. So it makes sense that he would run away, even though he had the advantage. As Spliffy one more
Zayax
time, jumping on the Boych. Zayax is on the bot side. Flash away from the bubble. Tidal Wave might not have enough mana to even use it, as Zayax gets Ignite, I guess. So, good job. Burning another Summoner Spell, but overall the gank was failed, as now it's a 1,000 gold lead in the favor of ganked by Gophers.
Yeah, they do get the flash from Never Vote Yes. They get a little bit of a consolation prize there. But now as the bottom lane of Gavin 97 and Fluz back, Ash and Wiki will, or Never Vote Yes and Wiki will be able to push this under tower, maybe get a little bit of CS advantage there for themselves. Is they back now.
Yeah, not a lot of action on this bot side. We expected that with the Lulu instead of the Rakan. And Nami as well, but very different from the last game where it seemed as if both teams were highly prioritizing this bot. In this game, it's the top and the mid lane where everything is going down, and it's going down in the favor of ganked by Gophers once again. Chicken Chasers, the heat is on. How are you going to come back from this?
The heat is on, but certainly not unwinnable. Only about a 1K
Ooh,
lead.
Spliffy getting damage on the Boych Wonder. There's the TF ultimate coming in. Boych, you don't want to go forward. Just stay safe under turret as Spliffy flashes away. Does the turret take him? He does, because of the damage from the caster minion.
That was literally almost mirrored of exactly what happened.
Oh, bubble onto Wiki. He might have to burn his own ultimate to keep him alive, but nope, just pops those shields. Never Yes does not throw out the arrow. It's not available yet.
Potato.
Potato is in a position to gank, though. Spotted out by some wards. Can't get defensive. Keep in mind, ultimate's still available for Flez. Tidal Wave will keep his members safe. As Boosted 420 looking to get on Potato. Ooh. You're taking a lot of damage. You might be caught out. Witty Parker, rather, Wild Growth will keep him alive for barely long enough, but Flez picks up the kill. Never Vote Yes. Arrow onto Gavin 97. Heal comes out. Ezreal's chasing the Ash down. Is Boosted. And Nami trying to get on to the rest of the members of ganked by Gophers. Flash forward from Gavin 97. Picking up the kill onto Never Vote Yes. And this might finally be dragged into Chicken Chasers. Boosted 420 doesn't want the action to end, or more like ganked by Gophers don't. Spliffy is able to join the fight finally. They get Dragon. Flez might be going down, though. He's forced to just run away. Potato is so fast. Italy. There's the Spirit lands. He's able to jump forward, picks up another.
And the engagement does not look like it's over quite yet.
Still jumping onto Zayax under turret. And Zayax just has no mana to answer back. Gavin 97 is going to have to try to defend this. Jumping aggressively onto Wiki. Can he get the damage, though? There's the root coming out from Karma, trying to get the shield onto Wiki. Oh. One more on, and there it is! Able to land that last Q. Well played, Gavin. But now
this is the longest engagement in history.
Out of the frying pan into the fire. Witty Parker and Potato do not want them to channel their backs.
And some more action?
Equalizer
Spliffy wants this
available.
1v1, it looks like.
Boych Wonder, you have to burn this ultimate, but Spliffy actually does decide to back off. Would like maybe a little more aggression. And still this bot that Zayac just tiptoeing around these skill shots, but it means that Flez is finally able to join. The sustain has gotten into the team fight, but never vote yes this year as well. No arrow available.
Very close,
but just some extra damage. Boosted, finally joining down, and it's still happening. The fight is still going. Winnie Parker, can he get away? Gavin gets the kill. Actually, Zayac is able to pick it up with that ultimate. Potato and Never Vote Yes forced to limp away in what might be the longest engagement in the history of MNLCS.
And that early QSS there for Never Vote Yes coming in handy. They're QSSing the gold guard, securing his safety. And is this ever going to end?
The arrow onto Gavin. Wiki has finally joined. Where's the polymorph? Doesn't land. Boosted is still here. Potato doesn't get the wild growth. Wiki popping it on himself. But he might be going down as well. These are blinking health bars on the side of Ganked by Gophers, but answered back. Flash away from Booster. Gavin goes in, getting a kill to 1 for 1. But actually a 1 for 2 as Spliffy completes teleport. Boych Wonder is here. Equalizer down. Really well positioned as a double kill comes in for the Rumble. TF doesn't want it to end. Ulting in. There's the gold card. There's the damage. It's a triple. Woo!
And that might have been the longest engagement in history of League of Legends. That was like multiple minutes there. Don't even know what the final tally of those kills were for both sides, but I think that definitely came out ahead of UMD's favor in that final tally of the fight. They even picked up the Ocean Drake on top of all of those kills.
What were Ganked by Gophers doing? You lost drag. Just accept it back.
They just did not want that Graves and Ezreal to get out scot-free underneath that tower, and just got a little too greedy, stayed there a little bit too long.
But you know what? This is what I wanted. I wanted a fun game, and they are absolutely delivering. Ganked by Gophers, they have the lead, playing comfortably from the match lead. They have 1 game up on Chicken Chasers, but maybe they're going to let it go to 3 here. As Chicken Chasers, you finally got a lead. You're 2K ahead. What are you going to do? It's so rare that we see a team get an advantage like this over Ganked by Gophers. The only team to do it in the past, Mankato, still lost the game. So can they actually make anything out of this win as Wiki might be getting caught out? Aggressive plays from Gavin97. Flez gets another kill.
And Gavin97 playing so aggressive on this Ezreal, looking really, really strong so far. And this is the bottom lane that's coming ahead, the Ezreal and the Nami, and now they're able to
It's the exact same thing that we just saw.
And now they're able to roam to the mid lane and provide pressure onto this
Potato
tower.
is here, Spliffy is here, they're getting aggressive. Arrow misses Spliff, you gotta pop this ultimate, you gotta keep yourself alive, as you're not going to, you barely do! Heal comes out from Gavin97, keeping him alive just long enough, and Ganked by Gophers commit so much to that they're gonna lose top turret.
Yeah, and the whole time, Boych Wonder is able to pressure that tower, and Spliffy finally running back, maybe going to be able to save it? I don't know, we'll have to see.
Rumble doesn't do too much damage to turrets, thankfully.
Yeah, it looks like he'll be able to get back in time as the mid lane engagement continues.
And maybe Spliffy looks to go aggressive on the Boych Wonder. He's a level behind, though. There's a full minion wave. You want this fight, Boych Wonder, take it. Not going to do it in time, though. Drops Equalizer, but a little late. Teleport coming in from Boosted 420. But Boych goes in a little early, and now it's looking bad. Members from Ganked by Gophers are rotating top. Potato is here, but no arrow available for that initiation. That is how Ganked by Gophers get into these fights. You have to land an arrow first.
Yeah, that is easily their best form of engagement here. They want that arrow to land. That is how they're going to start most of their fights.
Ganked by Gophers look like they don't know what to do. Chicken Chasers actually have them kind of chasing their own tails as Gavin97 actually flashes, doesn't make it out, though. He's going to be going down. The kill goes to Never Vote Yes, right as I was saying. Chicken Chasers had this in the palm of their hands. They give up a free kill. Ganked by Gophers. Anytime they get a lead, they're able to capitalize on it. Zayac and Potato trading blows in the jungle. But now it's the turret from Chicken Chasers that's actually going to be getting sieged here. And it actually might go down. There's 4 members. This is falling very fast.
And Ganked by Gophers do find that pick, and it looks like they're going to be able to maybe capitalize here. I'm not exactly sure. They do a good job of defending. Spliffy is getting a nice push in that top lane.
But he lost top turret already, so honestly, advantage again to Chicken Chasers.
Yeah, absolutely. Chicken Chasers playing this very, very well so far. Let's see if they are able to get this mid tower.
Ooh, the arrow goes wide again, but Boost is able to get the card onto Wiki. The bubble on the different vote, yes, but there's the QSS. There's the Graves ultimate.
Ooh.
Doesn't actually land. Wild Growth goes in, but I don't think that the Graves ult landed on Nevervote, yes. That was almost really well played from Chicken Chasers here. Top turret doesn't even go down, and now it's their turn to pressure the mid turret. Blinking health bars from Ganked by Gophers. They're going to have to back pretty soon here. Wade Parker, Nevervote, yes, Wiki. They can't defend this without Wild Growth unless Potato can land these spears, and he's just not doing it. Turret goes down. They're getting aggressive. There's the ultimate. Can they get the yellow card onto Potato? They don't, but they do pick up the objective.
And Ganked by Gophers have not gotten to back yet. Still very low health bars. Looks like UMD could probably transition this into the Dragon if they want to.
This would be the second Ocean Drake. The sustain is going to be very strong, and that is why they were able to do this exact play before. Yes, they were pushed under their own turret. Yes, they took a lot of damage, but the single Ocean Drake kept them alive just long enough, and now it might be two.
Yeah, and let's see if they do commit to doing this Drake. It looks like they are. Potato is in the area. I don't know how much Ganked by Gophers want to try to...
There's nothing they can do.
They just do not care. It looks like they just... Ocean Drake is fine. It is going over to them, but...
I love it when there's an Ash. It's like, I'm going to hotshot drag, see if they're there, and then right as it passes, you see on the all chat, like, enemy got drag. It's like, okay, they're there.
That's where they were.
I figured it out, team. I solved the puzzle.
But a nice lead for Chicken Chasers here. This is something that we haven't really seen at all throughout this split. They're playing this very, very well. Up 3.5.
Well, okay, not that we haven't seen Chicken Chasers with a lead, but a team with a lead against Ganked by Gophers, able to capitalize on it and keep it going forward. That is the key thing to talk about here. We're almost 20 minutes in, and they're not letting go of this lead.
Yeah, so no holding back here. They win this mid lane fight after they secured that lead. Still looking very strong. Let's see where the next engagement comes up on this map.
Gavin97 opting to go Trinity Force instead of the Frozen Mallet. Both are very good when it comes to kiting. Trinity Force giving you the extra movement speed with the Phage, as well as some more offensive stats. But the defensive stats from the Iceborne Gauntlet, I actually might have liked more here because of the ability to slow members. Wiki's getting caught out. Tidal Wave is used to zone. Arrow onto boosted. They're committing a lot to this. But it looks like Ganked by Gophers able to get away a trade of flashes mid lane for support. But Gavin97 does not want to lose this game. He's getting so aggressive. But they commit 3 bot, and that's a free turret for Ganked by Gophers mid.
So well played by the bot lane of Ganked by Gophers here, able to get out of the 3-man and still able to get out of the 3-man. And they do capitalize, picking up that midnight tower. The first one of the game for them.
Coming down. No arrow from Evervote. Yes, again, though, means that this might not work out for members. It's a 4v2. Wow. Can they make a trade? Gavin getting the kill onto Wiki and able to get away. Maybe. Nevervote, yes, pops the Blade of the Ruin King, is able to get that kill just barely, as another is traded. Support and AD carry go down for just support. Boych Wonder's TP just wasn't quite fast enough. But Boosted getting his ultimate in about 2 seconds. Here, Equalizer goes down. Blinking health bars from Ganked by Gophers. Boych Wonder, what can you do here? Flash is available. Boosted able to get in, get the damage on the Spliffy. It's almost traded. This is going to be a trade kill. As Boych Wonder now trying to pick up anything he can here, but he's taking a lot. Flashes in aggressively. Grazel picks up that kill. But Witty Parker is now making it a 1v2. Zyx, you got to get out of here. You can't take this fight as Flez finally coming up is just too far away to make anything happen. What can you do, Zyx? Nothing. As Ganked by Gophers turn it around.
And these engagements in this game have just been so long and drawn out. Neither team wants to lose these. They keep going in, keep committing their teleports, committing their roams, committing to these plays. They do not want to lose any of these engagements.
And Boych Wonder was just a little behind on his teleport. If he had been able to channel it earlier, as soon as Spliffy channeled his, I think, honestly, that fight would have gone a very different way. Also, Boych Wonder showing some kind of hesitation to flash earlier. And yes, it was a 1v3, but so many members from Ganked by Gophers were low. If he had flashed a little earlier, maybe Boosted would have been able to clean up the kill onto Spliffy before Spliffy was able to kill the Twisted Fate. So again, I mean, there's some things to critique during that fight, but I think it was just really well played from Ganked by Gophers. They knew that this is what they had to do. They had to pull the trigger to get back into the game.
Yeah, and Spliffy doing a great job multiple times this game of just looking like he is clearly dead and then saying, all right, yeah, I'm dead. I need to go in as hard as I can right now. And he's picked up a kill multiple times doing that.
And suddenly gold is equal. I mean, Chicken Chasers were just 3,000 ahead, or 2,500. And now it's dead even. I mean, yes, they still have Dragon advantage. Yes, they have turret advantage. So still, they are in a better position. They're still technically in the driver's seat, you could say. But Ganked by Gopher is showing that they're still not counted out yet. They are a team to fear even if they're behind.
Yeah, absolutely. They are certainly not afraid of engaging at any point in time, wanting to find the fight whenever they can. And looks like mid lane is going to be the focus here once again, playing a little bit of ARAM.
This is the difficulty when you're the team you're dead even in gold. Yeah, you have the 2 dragons, but they're not really offensive drakes. And you have no turrets to take. I mean, all of the tier 1 turrets are gone. So the only way to take another turret is if you push very far in the lane, and that's dangerous when you don't have an advantage in gold, because the team fight from the enemy team is equally as strong, but they have the vision advantage, and they're able to rotate better than you are. So it's a little difficult. They kind of have to wait for Ganked by Gophers to make a mistake, or for something like Dragon to come up again, and then you push out those lanes. Maybe pressure Baron. It's a little early for that, though, but this is the play that they're making. They see Potato bot side, Wiki taking a lot of damage. Zyx Q goes right into that wall, but the bubble lands and Nevervote, yes, Cleanse comes out, but Spliffy taking a lot of damage here. Zyx goes down first. Spliffy goes down as well to Gavin 97. This man is on fire. Get an extinguisher boosted. Almost goes down. Potato trying to land these Qs. Can't quite get it. And Chicken Chasers. Gavin going aggressively onto the Nidalee, but almost goes down himself. There's the equalizer trying to cut off Nevervote. Yes, retreat path, but Boych Wonder doesn't even care if that does damage. He just runs right at the face, and that's another turret. Right as I was saying that it's difficult to get these turrets, they show me just how easy it is when you have a Twisted Fate. Potato caught out on the wrong side of the map now. He might be going down if a bubble can land, but Nidalee's pretty slippery. Just trying to buy time.
And wow, yeah, UMD picking up another tower there, and another successful team fight for them.
And another Cloud or Ocean
I absolutely love how Gavin 97 is looking on this Ezreal. So aggressive, a calculated aggression, getting in a lot of damage, landing those skill shots. And literally, the Potato has been on the longest run out of this for his life.
He's on the top side. Dragon, unfortunately, is on the bottom side. So Chicken Chaser is picking up their third of the game. This is looking really well for them. Again, they're able to get a 2,000 gold lead. Come on, don't give it up. Don't give it back to Ganked by Gophers. Use this.
Yeah, and let's see. It looks like Ganked by Gophers wants this fight. TP coming in.
Spliffy does throw out the TP. Arrow is shot. Is it going to land on any member? It lands on to Gavin 97. That's not the one you want. Tidal Wave coming away, but it's too late. Literally, Potato is able to pick up that kill. Spliffy going down. Maybe Wild Growth just keeping him alive. And one more time for Ganked by Gophers. They're able to turn it around, but they're still 2K behind. They get one kill, which means that now they can pressure things like topside. They can pressure things like Baron, and just try to push out the waves.
And that arrow weaves through to exactly who they wanted to hit there. That was kind of
maybe the best member.
Yeah, kind of unlucky there almost, but that is perfect for Ganked by Gophers. They get to really pressure the map here, push out these waves, gather vision of Baron from this pick. So engagement teleport worth it there. Let's see if Ganked by Gophers can really pick up anything for this, if they will be able to set up this fight around the Baron area, which looks like what they want to do.
Wiki again, pretty low. Members from Chicken Chasers are here. Yellow card onto Literary Potato. He flashes away. Boych Wonder, why has the equalizer not gone down yet? He saved it for Nevervote, yes, who flashes away as well. There's the QSS. There's the redemption coming down aggressively, but it actually heals up the members. Really smart play there. TF ults in, trying to get onto Witty Parker. Gets a kill onto Wiki, the double whammy. Almost getting another one onto Parker. And Chicken Chasers chasing down the enemy team, getting this next turret potentially. Nevervote, yes, forced to back. Potato forced to back. It's Jared, rather, Witty Parker. It's just Spliffy and Potato now defending this turret. Spliffy getting aggressive under the turret, but he's taking so much damage. He goes down to Flez. The turret's going to be going down as well. Witty Parker trying to get as much damage as he can and lands a lot. But now it's only a 3v5. This inhibitor might be going down. Arrow on the boosted. Potato doesn't go through, though. Tidal Wave aggressively used. This Ashe might die. Potato might die. There's the exhaust. There's the defensive spells, but they don't save his life. as now they're getting so aggressive. Chicken chasers. There's only Whitney Parker. There's only one member left to defend. It's the ace. Is this the game?
The queen ace coming up for UMD, and are they about to dethrone Ganked by Gophers? Team has not lost the entire split.
There's nothing
10 seconds left on Split.
This is game. Chicken chasers did it. They took down the Giants. They beat the team that hasn't lost a single game the entire split, and they figured out how to crack that code. They made it a best of 3.
Game over.
This is a 3-game series in the semifinals.
Bringing it to game 3.
Wow. That was
in a 26-minute fashion.
Faster than Ganked by Gophers beat them just before. This is incredible. I honestly gotta credit them. They were able to figure out how to do it. They picked the champs and they used them to their strengths. They were able to have Twisted Fate constantly getting on the retreat path of Ganked by Gophers, but that's the key. Ganked by Gophers were retreating for most of that game. Ever since they overstayed trying to get Ezreal and Graves on that bottom turret, they were never in the driver's seat.
Yeah, it felt like Gavin 97 as well as Boosted 420 on this Ezreal and this Twisted Fate both looked fantastic in this game. Their scoreline's looking great, and just how they played that so aggressive on the Ezreal. The TF ultimates were on point throughout the entirety of that game.
And I mean, Gavin 97 just made us.
Like he looked so good.
He wanted to win that. Yes, he had 5 deaths, the most on his team, but that was because of how much damage he was doing during those fights. He was constantly getting aggressive, constantly going in, and yeah, he would die first, but he did so much damage that his team could just clean up.
Yeah, and Boosted 420 was mainly the guy going in with those ultimates, trying to clean up those kills. That was a great comp for UMD. It just felt like it really fit their play style.
Yeah, I'm going to give player of the game to, again, Gavin 97, a lot of deaths, but I just liked what he was doing. His aggressive play style was so fun to watch. Anytime I thought he was going to be going back or retreating, he just went further in and just got those advantages for his team. I think honorable mention would be Boosted 420, having some of the best Twisted Fate ults that he could have had.
Yeah, I completely agree with exactly that. Gavin 97, player of the game, Boosted 420, a close second place. But yeah, Gavin's so aggressive on this Ezreal, continually arcaning, shifting in instead of out, just going so aggressive in every fight.
Yeah, and we're going to take a short break. I got to rest my throat. I know that. And we'll get back into this next game, hopefully soon. Keep a watch of that Twitch stream as well. Now, hey, we got one more chance to get 50 views on this stream, and I will keep the mustache. So tell everybody, it's a best-of-3 series. Both teams having one win, Ganked by Gophers for the first time ever, feeling pressure that they're not going to make it to the final.
Yeah, and this has to be, this is a situation that they haven't been in all split. They have not lost a game, so let's see how they react to this.
Yeah, and we will be right back, so don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Game 3. Yes, you heard it right. Game 3 of our first semifinals match for Minnesota LCS. Ganked by Gophers have lost a game against University of Minnesota Duluth Chicken Chasers. In what I would honestly say might be one of the most hyped games I have ever seen in the history of MNLCS.
Yeah, absolutely. UMD making a statement there. 26-minute victory over really the undisputed best team in the league, taking this the third game in the semifinals here.
26 minutes, and they had 3 dragons. They didn't even need Baron to win. They were able to just push their way.
3 ocean drakes.
Yeah, winning team fight after team fight. They didn't even have offensive drakes.
They didn't even have the Infernal or the Mountains.
But again, that's what let them do that, is having all that health regen, all that mana regen meant that they could land a pick and siege a turret. And then after they got the turret, get another kill, siege another turret, because they had that sustain as well as the Nami. So this is the question, ganked by Gophers. Now the heat is on you. What are you going to ban out? What didn't work? I think it's got to be an Ezreal, right?
I would imagine that looked very, very good in the previous game. So did the Twisted Fate. I imagine that Chicken Chasers are probably just going to lock in the same bans. That would make sense to me. Yeah, I don't know.
Ban away the things that beat you in the first game, and don't even worry about banning what was just played. But ganked by Gophers actually looked to be playing the same bans. The Lucian, Ahri. Same that they did last time.
Same exact thing so far. And the Victor was the third one from the previous game.
So let's see if that's banned out, or maybe it's the Twisted Fate this time.
Yeah, maybe it'll just be the same 3 bans. Azir was the same ban as last game for the Chicken Chasers. Both teams confident in their strategies here.
And honestly, maybe ganked by Gophers. They could have. There's 2 ways to approach pick and ban after a loss. You can choose to ban away the issues that the other team had, or you can leave them on the table and strategize what the counterplay is and try to take that. But they do respect Twisted Fate, so that's gone, meaning that I would expect to see Victor picked up by Chicken Chasers again, as he did pretty well. Boosted 420, did fairly well on the Victor early, and immediately ganked by Gophers. They're not playing around. They're giving Potato graves.
Yeah, Potato's getting this champion that he is somewhat famous for. It's this and the Lee Sin seem to be his 2 favorite picks, and he always seems to do well on them, and he's able to scare that first pick for ganked by Gophers is going to be the Graves.
And honestly, I wonder if we're reaching a point in time where you don't even ban Azir against Woody Parker, because he just hasn't played it in a very long time. Maybe his teammates have said, just stop playing it solo duo queue, stop even practicing.
You're never going to play this anymore. Like, it doesn't even matter.
But Ezreal is picked up for Gavin. So integral to Chicken Chasers winning that last game, having the highest damage in the entire game. Yes, again, the most deaths, but we still gave him player of the game from both of our opinion. But we'll see. Can he show up again? Or does this give ganked by Gophers a chance to counterpick? It's the same bot lane for Chicken Chase.
Same exact bot lane that worked for them previously. We haven't really found much that works against ganked by Gophers throughout the split, so why not just try what just worked, I guess.
The curiosity I have for this is Ezreal worked incredibly well. I'm not sold on the Nami. Flez seemed to be a little late on his tidal waves throughout most of those fights. But again, maybe it's just a champion that he feels comfortable on, and hopefully he can kind of clean up those Nami ults later, because Victor's not even on the table for boosted now. That's his top 2 champs taken away from him. Even Ahri isn't there for him.
Yeah, so boosted is going to have to dip into his champion pool a little bit here. Woody taking away the Victor from him.
I like this play from Game.
I do too. I think
it's actually very smart.
Yeah, very, very smart.
It seems like the type of thing that they had planned ahead already. They're like, if he doesn't pick Victor, we're just going to pick it up.
And this Gragas that has been banned the last game is actually going to be picked up here. So,
oh god, I hope it's Gragas support. Send Nami mid. She doesn't need to be done.
Don't do that, Chicken Chasers. No.
So as we keep saying, we assume it's Gragas top. Because we've seen that Chicken Chasers will lock in their jungler before they pick the Gragas, and then Gragas gets banned out in round 2. So this time, they're not picking their jungle early, meaning that I expect ganked by Gophers to try to limit some of those jungle picks. Graves is not on the table already, but honestly, looking at the side of Chicken Chasers, that wasn't the issue. Graves did decent enough, but he only had 2 items by the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which, a 26-minute game.
And I guess they just missed that ban?
Seems as if they have. We have a rule that you can miss one ban, and then if you communicate to the other team what it was, it goes through. But after that one ban miss, there's no more of that shenanigans. So as long as that goes through, they have said it's going to be Syndra. They wanted it to be a Syndra ban, so that should be the ban, as that is what we have agreed to in terms of this new pick and ban. Just so that, I mean, some of these teams just haven't used it that often, and it can be a little tricky.
And they are targeting the Chicken Chasers, at least, targeting the top lane with their final 2 bans. Now I want to play against that Nautilus again, taking away the Aurelia, so the previous 2 top lane picks are no longer there for Ganked by Gophers.
And I was wrong. They didn't focus the jungle. They did something smarter. They focused the mid. This is 7 mid laners that Boosted cannot play now.
Yeah, what is Boosted going to play here? We were talking about how, Chicken Chasers have played a lot of different champions throughout the split, but is it the what? Or the Gragas mid? No, it has to be the Lulu mid, right? That's actually
I don't know.
Broken out, dude. I told you that was the real.
Now they got to pick Ivern so they can have the three supports.
They just have no damage, so they can't.
True, and you take away Nautilus, you take away the carry that Wiki likes to play. He's just going to give us boring old Maokai.
Yeah, boring old Maokai, man. Just
but Thresh, ooh, that's a little more exciting.
Yeah, there's the spice in the support role, and we have seen him play this a fair few times. Thresh and the Caitlyn going to be the bottom lane against Ezreal and Nami.
The thing to note here is the lack of early AP damage coming from Ganked by Gophers. Victor, he can do a lot of damage in the early game if he's able to position his ults correctly and land all of his abilities, but really, he's a late game scaling champ. He's got to get like 2 or 3 items, and then he can just delete you. So honestly, I don't mind the draft from Chicken Chasers as much here. It just seems like they have a little more diversity, but the question is, can Lulu provide the AP damage that they really need?
Yeah, I think this game is going to revolve around if Boosted is good on this champ. This is most likely his 8th best mid laner. I'm imagining here.
Well, I mean, we don't know if he plays Azir or Orianna. Maybe his 6th best. Yeah. It could be
his 6th best mid laner here. So Ganked by Gopher is really trying to dig into Boosted's champion pool here.
But if you're gonna go to a final game in a best of 3 against the number 1 team in the league, this is the way to do it. They are pulling some flashy picks here. They have Gragas top lane, I would assume, with Lulu mid. It could be Lulu top with Gragas mid, most likely not, though. But we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, the one thing that I see lacking in Chicken Chasers' team comp here is just overall damage output in general. Lulu maybe not the highest damaging mid laner. Gragas in the top lane doesn't do too much. Rek'Sai in the jungle, Nami on the support. The only real enormous damage threat here that they do have is the Ezreal.
Yeah, very true, but he did a lot of damage last game.
And Ezreal can do a lot of damage.
If you're going to have one person on your team do damage, Ezreal's not a horrible one to pick. Yeah. When you have 2 supports for him, initiation from Gragas and Rek'Sai, the peel and the heals and the shields, that's a lot.
A lot of peel. Like, Gavin 97 is the focal point of this UMD team, and it is going to be vital for UMN to get on him in those team fights.
And he's not playing against Ashe this time, so there's not even a danger of that arrow coming in and just somehow heat-seeking him out. So, the one thing that, again, from Chicken Chasers, they don't have a lot of AP damage. I don't expect Lulu to be doing enough to be an AP carry.
I'm really curious to see how this Lulu works out for them here.
Yeah, so I will give it to Ganked by Gophers. This is the 3rd game in a row that I've given them the advantage when it comes to team pick. I think that they just have a better rounded comp. Caitlyn really good at sieging and zoning around objectives, which is what Ganked by Gophers struggled with last game, is taking those dragons. Victor, really strong at clearing waves, along with Graves being the most aggressive jungler. It's hard. It's hard because I don't want to say that like the Lulu is bad, but I don't know if it's good. I haven't seen it.
UMD comp is really just protect the Ezreal from what I can see.
True. Gavin was like,
for the Ezreal, engage for the Ezreal.
I died 5 times last game. That was too many.
Yeah.
That was 5 too many.
It's just unlimited peel, unlimited CC, and then Ezreal. That is their comp right now. So Gank by Gophers really do have to target this guy down. If Ezreal does get ahead, this could be scary.
And we'll see. We'll see what happens. We have 3 minutes now to speculate, to theorize, to predict all the wrong things, as we've had a track record of doing. Maokai against Gragas. Tell me about that matchup.
A really fun one. Really fun.
Maybe more fun than the Nautilus Mundo, but again, that one was pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, I suppose. But yeah, for the most part, this is just these top laners beating on each other. Both very, very tanky. I'm assuming both probably going to go straight tank after maybe their double, triple Doran string starts at the beginning, which we see so common on these mid laners, top laners right now.
The thing I'll notice, though, is I like the top lane combo of a gank from Potato more than I do a gank from Xyx. I think that Graves with Maokai already gives enough CC to enable the damage from Graves. Rek'Sai earlier in the game can do a lot of damage, but the later the game goes, you're just never going to kill this Maokai. There's just really no point in ganking top. So knowing that, I expect Boych Wonder to understand he's got to play passive. He's not going to want to push the wave against the Maokai to allow for those ganks, because Potato can go top, whereas Xyx, you need to understand it's pretty predictable that you're going to be going mid and bot most of the time, so you got to be prepared for the counter gank coming from Potato.
Yeah, exactly. I expect this game to revolve around the bottom lane, much like Game 1, in my opinion, because who do you really want to get ahead on this UMD side, aside from the Ezreal? Once again, we are a little bit unfamiliar with this Lulu mid pick. We don't exactly know what this is going to bring to the team. Once again, though, we do see Woody Parker with the heal in the mid lane, so kind of favoring that Summoner spell.
Yeah, and last time he played it into the Victor. This time playing it into the Lulu, who took Barrier. So not the double teleports, again, that we just saw, but kind of. I would say there's more global pressure from the Rek'Sai. I mean, the ultimate is a global. It can get you anywhere on the map. Not quite a teleport, but can kind of serve that same purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of global pressure being given by the Rek'Sai with that ultimate.
And the Ezreal ultimate again?
Yeah, I mean, it's not much, but it is a little bit extra oomph in that global game.
Gavin, Victor's on a turret. He's got 10 health.
You're as the Ezreal ulting from bot lane, you're just spamming where it's going top. You got to direct him right here.
Come on, guys, get that barrel. Explosive cast him into the true shot. Yeah, that would be amazing.
That's the wombo right there.
Oh my god, I want to see that. And I want to see Rek'Sai unburrow into Lulu Wild Growth, so it's a double knock-up into Gragas belly flop explosive cast, so they just can never move. Into Nami.
Yeah, there's potential of what can happen coming from this UMD comp. So many ways of engaging, so many ways of keeping somebody there.
Well, I think the better initiation would be Gragas ult, the explosive cast to knock a squishy member towards your team, and then have Xyx do that combo. So, I mean, they have options, though. That's the key. I think that the CC catch potential from Chicken Chasers is so strong, but do they have the damage to follow it?
Yeah, absolutely. If the Ezreal falls behind in this game, I find that they have very little chances. And if the Caitlyn and the Thresh are able to win that 2v2 matchup or get enough jungle pressure down there to put Gavin 97 far enough behind that he's not as relevant in these fights, it's going to be difficult for them to really just kill members of Ganked by Gophers.
And one more time for the books. We have Ganked by Gophers, Spliffy in the top lane, Potato in the jungle, Woody Parker mid, Never Vote Yes, and Wiki on that bottom side. Whereas to the side of Chicken Chasers, fighting as hard as they can to stay in this tournament. Boych Wonder top, Xyx jungle, with boosted 420 in the mid lane, and rounding out the bottom side, Gavin 97 and Flez. Juking skill shots, throwing out those Nami bubbles, landing a lot of them, forcing flashes multiple times from Never Vote Yes in lane. Again, what do we think about this bot lane? We talked about top. We have no idea what is going to happen mid. So let's talk about bottom lane. What do we think is going to happen on this bottom side?
I'm curious to see if anything happens here. UMD's grouping, it looks like Ganked by Gophers does not want to get too cheesy, just keep a little bit safe. And I think as the Caitlyn threat, I don't know. I mean, this lane could be even. You have Caitlyn providing lots of early pokes, so aggressive in lane. Nami a little bit more aggressive than Thresh. If Thresh is able to land a hook, it's going to be much easier for them to win that 2v2. It kind of relies on the engage of the Thresh.
Yeah, and the Thresh really good at kind of peeling for the Caitlyn, trying to make sure that Rek'Sai, if he flash on burrows, if Wiki can time it right, should be able to flay him away so that the unburrow doesn't actually land. Very hard to time, though. So that's something is, can Wiki show up on this champ and protect the Caitlyn, as they're actually in a very cheesy position right now.
Yeah. Ezreal and the Nami, much more pokey in lane, have that nice sustain, can damage from afar. But if Wiki's able to get this cheese hook on one of them right away, that could be bad for UMD.
Yeah, bot lane is the lane to watch right now. They're walking into lane. They're actually not following their minions. They're waiting. They're playing so patiently, but here they're going a little far forward. There's Wiki. Hey, started Flay, actually. Didn't even start the death sentence, but Gavin already takes the headshot, already takes the ignite, doesn't burn heal, and doesn't die. But this is already really good for Ganked by Gophers. This means he's going to have to back.
Oh, that trap from Never Vote, yes, just missing there, it looks like. And that would have secured the kill on Gavin's 97. They still do get a large chunk off to him, but the Nami, as well as the pot, going to be able to sustain him up a little bit here.
Yeah, then this is where the Nami is so good. It's just keeping you alive, letting you not have to back, because that would have been a bot lane already lost if Gavin had had any other support, other than maybe a Soraka Sona. But Wiki already getting level 2. That sentence goes wide. Does not predict the summer spot. I think he was trying to predict a flash maybe from Gavin, as that went very wide. Not even where he was walking necessarily. Or maybe a juke left. Could have been a juke.
They still do get a nice trade of damage there. Never Vote, yes. A couple autos as well as the Q through both members. And just being really, really harassing on the Caitlyn.
Gavin and Flez aren't even level 2 yet.
Yeah, they're struggling so far.
Yeah, and this is Ganked by Gophers. They're sending their message. They're saying, look, Gavin, you're going to be the one that has to carry the team, has to be the damage. But if we get you behind in lane, you're just never going to reach that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm curious to see when these junglers are about to path down. As Xyx is kind of maybe looking for something here. He is in the area. Ganked by Gophers do have that brush warded.
And Xyx, does he make the commitment? Flash is available. He's coming down, but is spotted out. Doesn't actually commit to it. I'm surprised that he wouldn't have still gone in. Flash and Burrow.
Here goes Potato.
Potato is on top side. Boych Wonder can't body slam away because Spliffy blocks it. Doesn't actually burn Flash, though. Yeah. Survives under turret.
Able to get out without using any summoners. They do get a large portion of this life. Going to give Spliffy a nice advantage here.
But Ganked by Gophers can maybe even look to dive this. Boych Wonder is very low. Graves does a lot of damage, especially with this red buff. If Spliffy is able to tank some of this turret and then flash away, it could be first blood.
Yeah, absolutely. Could be first blood. It looks like literally Potato is going to back off.
Parker is in a difficult spot. Flash on Burrow is there. Can they get the damage? Though boosted 420 just can't follow up. Woody Parker flashing in. Aggressive moves, but does not pick up first blood because of that barrier.
Yeah, nice barrier by boosted 420. They're on point with it. And now Graves is in the mid lane. Doesn't look like they can get anything. Just going to be able to push out this wave, give an advantage.
Stops boosting
backing to Woody Parker.
Yeah, but there is a summoner spell advantage now for the side of Chicken Chasers in that mid lane. Boosted doesn't have his defensive spell, but Woody Parker doesn't have his offensive spell. He can't flash in and get that extra damage, which Victor is very strong with doing it. Once he's level 6, dropping that ultimate, flashing forward, getting the empowered autos off. And slight advantages. Gold going in the favor, however, of Ganked by Gophers. A lot of that being this bottom side. Ooh, Death Sentence lands onto Gavin. There's the trap, but it doesn't connect. Gavin distorts the correct distance, or the correct direction, I should say.
Yeah, very, very close with these traps from MNLCS, but just having a little bit of trouble getting them to actually connect. Still being very harassy with the long range that the Caitlyn provides.
And still no summoner spells burned. Gavin and Fliz both have all of their summoner spells. Wiki has gotten his Ignite back, though. He burned at level 1, but no punish, really. Again, I think Xyx could have made a play bottom lane earlier when he was down there. Ooh. Gavin almost jumping into the death sentence. Not what you want.
Not what you want. Yeah, and Gavin 97 and Flez, even though they've been pushed under the side, finally gets one to connect there.
You don't want to be on that side of the turret when you're against a Caitlyn. That's such an easy play for her to pull off.
Yeah, and Gavin 97 as well as Flez doing an okay job here trying to keep up in farm, but now they're being forced to back in a really bad time, so they are going to lose a lot here for that, actually.
Yeah, Woody Parker also getting level 6 unboosted. This is advantage here. If Potato decides to go mid, they might be able to get something, but boosted on this next wave should be getting that. Instead, going defensive. Maybe he thought there was a gank coming. He's just walking around. He's like, I don't need to be here. I don't need to pick up this farm quite yet.
Yeah, and it's just kind of very, very small leads for Gank by Gophers, kind of across the map here. No lane really dominating, but every lane just with a slight advantage.
And I think actually boosted what he was doing was checking for control wards. That was actually really smart. When you don't need to be there in the lane, just walk somewhere. See if there's a control ward anywhere. Because, I mean, Potato could have dropped one there. He could have dropped one in that small little bush in the jungle. So really well played here, but actually Spliffy jumping onto Boych Wonder. Boych Wonder just doesn't have the mana. Oh! Potato with the long-range snipe. Picking up first blood. Finally some action. 7 minutes in. These players were playing so safe, so smart, but already advantage now going again ganked by Gophers.
And one of the reasons that was able to happen is...
Oh, Zyax on the mid lane. Woody Parker doesn't have flash, doesn't have heal. Can they get the damage? Flash in for boosted 420, but he's taking turn shot. He goes down. Woody Parker gets the 1v2 outplay.
Excellently played by Woody Parker there. 1v2 gets the Lulu under the tower, makes her take more action.
Onto Gavin again, both summoners available. And there's a Nami. So
okay, going back to that top lane play, the reason that was able to happen is actually from that previous gank that the Graves had and was able to help Spliffy push that under the tower. It was able to allow the Maokai to back, so he had the 3 Doran's blades, and then he was able to walk the lane without even TPing to
Zyax
the one
sees Potato on his red though. Boych Wonder is roaming down. Is Potato going to get caught out here? Zyax and him are pulling a pincer move, but he's able to just dash over Baron Pit.
Yeah, just dashes over the Baron wall, gets out very, very cleanly.
Ooh, Death Sentence again onto Gavin. The trap doesn't connect again.
It was right on him. It was right on him.
Gavin is so fast on his reaction time.
Yeah, able to get out of pretty much all the death sentences that have connected so far in this game. Never really has extremely low on mana right now.
And Death Sentence again going wide. Flez, I don't think I've seen him throw a bubble in about 8 minutes.
They have just been
healed.
Pressed under this tower. Here comes Zyax.
But you can't do that against a Thresh. You got to let your bot lane push out and try to sweep the ward. Sweep that bush. See if there's a ward there, because when the enemy lane is pushed in like that and they have a Thresh, it's actually not a dangerous position for them to be in. A lot of bot lanes, you don't want to be pushed on the enemy turret, because even if you ward and you see the jungler coming in, you still might die, but Wiki just asserting his dominance. But when there's the Thresh, he can just Lantern to AD carry to safety as soon as they see the gank happening. So it's just interesting here, as now there's 2 people roaming bot, Potato and Zyax. Potato is not spotted out, though. Actually, I think Zyax did see him walking through the jungle, so they know he's there.
Yeah, they do have the tremor sense from the Rek'Sai, allowing him for that little bit of better vision than all the champions have. They do know that Potato is there. Death Sentence just missed.
Almost lands, and Boych Wonder already getting initiation. There it is on the bot lane. Wiki taking a lot of damage, flashes away, but they get the kill. Zyax taking a lot from this Caitlyn, but Caitlyn doesn't have mana for Ace in the Hole. Even if she did, it would have been covered. Oh, Wild Growth onto boosted, but you still might go down to the victor. Woody Parker doing a lot of damage. Potato jumping in, getting aggressive, getting the kill for his AD carry, making a double. Never vote yes. That's 3 for the side of ganked by Gophers, and Flez is forced to run away. Ace in the Hole makes it a triple for Never Vote Yes, and ganked by Gophers. 4,000 ahead at 10 minutes.
And all that pressure that the Caitlyn was able to provide throughout the entirety of that lane phase, gaining that CS advantage, chipping down on the tower every time they got there. They take down the tower, they go very aggressive on that engagement, pick off multiple members from UMD, and the blue buff actually going over Never Vote Yes is there.
Boych Wander, throw out that explosive cast. I want you to do this 1v1. He does. Maokai is a little away from his turret. Might be able to just walk back, though. Doesn't burn flash. Boych Wonder wasn't able to get the first cast damage, and that's what allowed Spliffy to just be able to walk away there. So almost well played from Boych Wonder. He is getting aggressive, though. Flash away from Spliffy, tries to root him back, but it wasn't under turret.
Yeah, not quite under the tower there, as Wiki trying to make a roam, but is spotted by a ward. Clears that one out, and now giving Spliffy a little bit of help in the top lane after they secure that bot tower.
This is exactly what Ganked by Gophers did game 1. They got bottom turret, and then they immediately send their bot lane to the mid. This time they're sending them top, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them rotate towards that mid lane. They have the Victor, they have the Caitlyn, that's insane wave clear, and they can easily just siege this mid turret. But no, they're actually sending Never Yes topside.
Yeah, this sending many members to the top side now that they have their dual lane freed up. From picking up that first tower in the bottom lane, they can free 2 members of their team to go wherever they please on the map, as now the Maokai just can go bot and try to hold that tower there.
And honestly, I think a lot of what's happening in this game, unfortunately, had to do with Boosted not being able to play a single champion that he's comfortable on. Boych Wonder trying to get aggressive. Woody Parker might be going down. The bubble lands. Is the damage there to follow up? They go aggressive in. There's the tidal wave. But Victor's ultimate comes out. He might get a 1-for-1. He does not, but Potato is here to try to even it out. Ultimate is available. Doesn't pick up the kill. Death sentence onto Zayx, though. There's the Thresh ultimate, and so many members of Chicken Chasers are very low. They just can't keep this fight going.
Yeah, they do get that 1-for-0, though, onto Woody Parker. They do use a lot for it and a lot of their life, but it does not look like they will have to sacrifice anything after it unless UMN is able to pick up this mid-tower.
And looking at the side of the tanks here, this is actually where Chicken Chasers need to make their play. Spliffy doesn't have armor. He only has MR, but Boych Wonder getting bullied out from this Caitlyn. Flash away. Ace in the hole not available.
Not available. Otherwise, Boych Wonder would be dead right now. But the Caitlyn probably going to be able to pick up.
Has explosive cast, but Flash away from Nevervote. Yes, saves his life.
I respect Boych Wonder going for the highlight reel play there.
Wasn't able to get it, though, as now Zayx in trouble. We just saw this again in Game 1 when it was the Nautilus against Rek'Sai. Zayx just can't do anything.
And just freeing up that bottom lane allows so much for Gank by Gophers. They get so much additional map pressure from this. Now able to pick off the Gragas, pick up that top lane tower. Now they can probably go try to siege the mid lane tower and just really try to snowball this lead.
And Chicken Chasers, they won the last game when they were playing ahead. There was not a single time that they were behind. The worst that they were was dead even. Can they beat Ganked by Gophers when they're behind? It seems like they just don't have the comp for it. They don't have the damage that they need. And that's what we were talking about at the beginning of the game. During Champs Select, boosted 420. Wild Growth comes out. Flash away. Heal is available. Never yes, taking a lot of damage. Gavin 97, you're going in, but Wild Growth isn't there to save you. Ooh. Potato picking up a kill onto the mid laner. Ace in the hole doesn't pick up anything, but Chicken Chasers, they're going to lose another turret here.
Yeah, and now another pick in the mid lane after they're able to rotate all these members here. They pick up the mid tower, going to continue to siege this as much as they can.
And it's Ganked by Gophers. They weren't in the driver's seat last game, and they lost, but Game 1, they absolutely had control over everything, and this is just so reminiscent of what just happened about an hour and a half ago. Turrets falling left and right. Gavin 97 getting caught out by Death Sentence. That is the type of move you can't do when you're the only damage on your team. And Ganked by Gophers just wrecking this game right now.
And they just look so unstoppable when they get ahead like this. They rotate as a team so well. All their play, rotate. But all their play is so on point. They mesh well together as a team.
And I wanted to give it to Chicken Chasers for picking something that maybe would work that I hadn't seen before, but it's going the way that I kind of expected. Lulu just isn't doing anything. She's a supportive mid laner who has used Wild Growth on herself the past 3 times. You can't be using it on yourself. You have to use it on Gavin 97 because he's the damage. He's the one that you need to keep alive. So if boosted, you're in a position where you're forced to use it on yourself to save your life, you're out of position. And you got to think, you can't do that anymore. You can't be this frontline Lulu.
Yeah, they just have to play this extremely safe. Only if they see an obvious pick that they can get can they really go for it, or maybe under tower.
And now Wakey bubble lands. Do they commit onto this, taking a lot of damage? Here's a flash away, Umbro onto 2 members. Are they able to get one? They don't even get the kill, Zayx. There's the Wild Growth keeping them alive. Explosive cast knocking Woody Parker forward, but flash away defensively. Teleport is coming in. It's completed. Now all members of Ganked by Gophers are here, and none of them have died. Wiki survives for so long during that.
Yeah, that was tragic there for UMD. They really wanted to pick up the kill on that Thresh, committing a lot for it.
Doesn't land, but no explosive cast to follow up. And Ganked by Gophers just having a heyday right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Decent little defense here coming out from UMD so far. They have not given up this mid tower. Ganked by Gophers are now abandoning it, going to pressure other parts of the map, get that bot lane pushing out, get vision of the dragon area.
Ace in the hole doesn't quite get boosted. But I can't boost it. You're walking on traps. You don't need to be there. You don't need to be there without your team present, and you absolutely don't need to step on those traps to clear them out when you don't even know where the Caitlyn is. This is going to be a second Infernal Drake to Ganked by Gophers.
And Ganked by Gophers continuing to get a little bit lucky with these Drakes. The easiest Drake to press your advantage is this Infernal Drake doing so much more damage.
Game 1 was 3 Infernal Drakes, right?
Yeah.
And Game 2 was 3 Ocean Drakes.
Yeah.
So, confirmed, Riot has favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. They like Ganked by Gophers better.
It's scripted, right?
Hey, but this one's a Cloud.
True.
So who's really the winner?
But they're just going to be able to rotate their damage not much faster.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly how it works.
But honestly, you could say it's good because it's a dragon that Chicken Chasers doesn't need to contest. If it was a Mountain Drake, I would say there's no way they can give that for free. They're going to have to try to make some kind of advantageous play, prep to play. But when it's just the Cloud Drake, they can honestly just kind of let that go and try to prolong the game. But there's only so much you can prolong a game when you're 8,000 behind at 17 minutes.
Yeah, an enormous advantage here for Ganked by Gophers, and they have been trying to pressure this mid tower for a pretty long time here, and UMD not slipping up too much yet, have not given up much damage on that tower at all.
Well, let's look at the power discrepancy between these mid laners, specifically Victor against the Lulu mid. Actually, there's the initiation on a Boych Wonder. Explosive Caskets never vote yes back, but he had Flash available. Boych Wonder with the Wild Growth is staying alive for so long, but Whitty Parker picking up 1, picking up 2, gonna get a triple. There it is, the 1, 2, 3. Whitty Parker, ace in the hole, plus the Graves ultimate. So much damage from afar, and this mid turret will be going down. Ganked by Gophers, they don't even need to initiate. All they have to do is let Chicken Chasers try their best.
It looked like a decent engage there from the start of Boych Wonder. Gets a nice engage on a Never Vote Yes. Explosive cast him right into the team, but flash out immediately from Never Vote Yes, and the fight's just over from there.
And you got to communicate that. You got to, as a team, talk about when summoner spells will be available. We just saw Wiki and Whitty Parker use their flashes earlier in the last engagement. You didn't see Never Vote Yes use that flash. So as the Gragas, you have to be thinking, if I go in, she will flash. So is it worth it to go in onto this champion? Maybe he should have tried to make that initiation onto Whitty Parker. I didn't see exactly the positioning during that engage, but as a team, you just got to understand what summoner spells are available and who you can try to target when you are the initiation.
Yeah, and with this gigantic lead that Ganked by Gophers have been able to build for themselves, they do have the option of doing that Baron dance that they did in Game 1. Start it. If they come, then we can immediately turn on them, probably win the fight, or we just get free Baron, and it's so difficult when teams do that against you when you're just so far behind. And
now their Super's pushing mid. So it's even easier for Ganked by Gophers to do. Spliffy will have teleport up soon. He is pushing this bot turret now. And Gavin97 just doesn't have the items. Last game we saw at this mark, he already had Muramana, and he already was building towards his Trinity Force. Well, now he's building towards Trinity Force, but there is no Muramana in sight.
Yes, still sitting on the tier in the pickaxe.
Man Immune, sorry, I believe Man Immune is the first one. Muramana is what it upgrades.
That is correct.
I'm not a color caster. Come on, this is your ballpark.
Yeah, he's just got the pickaxe in the tier right now. Going into the Man Immune.
And it will take just a little longer for him to get it, and even longer for him to turn that into the higher tier item. Now, it's still pretty early in the game. There's the death sentence. Getting the lantern over. Zayek's taking a lot of damage, but Potato committed the ultimate explosive cast. Knocks them out when he wanted them in, but maybe he doesn't. Teleport completing by Spliffy. All members of Ganked by Gophers are here. Spliffy didn't need to complete the ult, but it does mean that this is the Baron dance. This is exactly what they can do right now.
Yeah, they do a nice amount of damage to UMD there. UMD going back to clear these supers, try to get a little bit more healthy, and now Ganked by Gophers is going to start that Baron. And is UMD even going to be able to get there in time for
No explosive cast available. Tidal Wave is the only initiation that they have, but Wiki zoning. So even if they do go in, there's no way they're getting it. Baron does go down. Easy pickup for Ganked by Gophers right there.
just 21 minutes into the game, already picking up the Baron for Gank by Gophers. Enormous advantage here for them. Super Minions still pushing into mid lane. It's still in the base as all 5 members try to punch these guys down with not completed items really across the board here for UMD. It's so difficult to take down those minions early in the game.
And again, Boosted has not used Wild Growth on Gavin 97 yet. Honestly, though, not a big deal at the moment because Gavin just isn't doing the damage that he should be doing at this point because of how far behind he is. And it just makes it so difficult as a Lulu playing from behind. Like, who do I drop this on? I really can only use it on somebody that gets caught out, somebody that gets initiated on, because there's no clear target that's going to carry us. Potato jumping on to Boosted. Actually jumping away, though.
Yeah,
he has backup.
Double wards there. He was spotted out by those wards. And
5 members of Gank.
Delicate dance.
Pushing top with Baron. They have the Victor, they have the Caitlyn, they have this turret. There's really nothing Chicken Chasers can do. Explosive Cast is available, though. Do they go for the all-in? Spliffy is really the only target they can focus on as Potato's just pushing those supers mid. This is what you have to do. You have to carry the supers over. Explosive Cast goes wide. Voyage Wonder there is the Wombo combo I was talking about, but they don't have the damage to follow it up. Chicken Chasers getting deleted on all flanks. Spliffy does not want it to end. Jumping forward, flash from Wiki, flash response from Gavin, but Boosted's going to be going down. The 1, 2, 3, 4 punch this time from Ganked by Gophers means that this is going to be game. Super Minions, Baron Empowered are on these Nexus turrets. There's nothing that Gavin 97 can do.
Yeah, Gavin 97, the only member up here for UMD. There's just nothing he can do to stop these Super Minions as well as the Baron.
Yes, Spliffy! But he does not.
A little bit of help from the fountain there.
Does not defend the Nexus. The Nexus falls. Game 3 goes to Ganked by Gophers. 23 minutes this time. Each game was about 2 to 3 minutes faster than the game previous.
Yeah, and almost 18k gold lead at 23 minutes. That's a little gross. That's pretty large deficit. That's a pretty large deficit.
Credit to Chicken Chasers for not throwing up that surrender vote. Game 1 they did, and they didn't accept it. It didn't go through, but this time they didn't even do it. So good job. And my God, that was Ganked by Gophers.
Yeah, they
were upset during that game.
But honestly, proud of UMD there. Able to pick up that win. Really nicely played in the series. Made it closer than many of us thought it was going to be.
Very true, and Ganked by Gophers in their own fashion, finishing up the game 3 at least in a very, very dominant fashion. Game 2, honestly, they fought as well as they could. So Ganked by Gophers, even playing from behind, they were still able to do a couple things. I think a lot of it was just misplays. They might have been taking it not as seriously as they wanted to or should have been. And Chicken Chasers capitalizing on that. But this was Ganked by Gophers playing with a purpose. This was Potato playing Graves 4-0-8. Actually, not as good cool participation as Nevervote. Yes, 5-0-8 though.
Or Woody Park.
True. And that leads to our final segment of the game. Who gets player of the game, and then who gets player of the series?
My opinion, player of this game is Nevervote Yes, just because we were talking about how vital that bottom lane was going to be in this game. Gavin 97 really had to get ahead in that 2v2, and Nevervote Yes just pushing him under tower constantly getting that huge CS advantage. They catapult into that tower kill very early, first tower gold, and then they get that, multiple kills on the bottom side that really catapult the game for Ganked by Gophers.
Yeah, I definitely, again, I feel like we've had different player of the games for every single time. I'm going to give it to Woody Parker. It was almost a free lane for him, I would say, looking at the Lulu damage, dealing less than Thresh, and Victor dealing the most in the game, out-damaging his lane opponent by 5 times. 5 times. A little over 5 times. That is absolutely ridiculous. He showed up huge, constantly pressuring boosted 420, but then also roaming around the map, getting kills where he needed to. So I'm going to give it to him. Nevervote Yes showed up huge. Wiki showed up huge, landing so many death sentences that honestly, Wiki, this is another instance where it's like when a team does this well, you could make an argument for anybody. Now, player of the split. This one's a little harder.
Of the split?
Not of the split, sorry, of the series.
I was like, whoa.
Player of the series. Let's think back a couple weeks ago. So, player of the series. In my personal opinion, it's got to be between 3 people, and that is Nevervote Yes, Woody Parker, and Potato.
100% agree. I'll give it to Potato, just because I think he was really one of the main initiators of their early game, and both the games that they won was one of the focal reasons why they were able to get ahead early.
I definitely agree. I'm going to give it to Potato as well. We gave him player of the game for the first game, and then since then we've kind of flip-flopped, but I also agree he absolutely deserves a lot of praise for winning these games for his team, winning the series overall. So congratulations, Potato. You picked it up for today. And now that's the end of our little show tonight. Thank you so much to all the viewers showing up, giving us people to put on this production for. Thank you to the players for providing us this amazing entertainment for the evening. Thank you to our sponsor, Envade Gaming. Go check out their gaming apparel. Check out their website. There should be a link on the Twitch stream. And thank you to all the behind-the-scenes guys that work for us and help us out. We could not do it without you. So thanks, Mike. I always like to name drop you. Coming in and time again. Always our streamer that we can go to. And catch us tomorrow night, Wednesday at 8 p.m., I believe. 7:30, 8, sometime around then. We will have more updates on the Discord as well as my Twitter. But join us for the second semifinals game of the playoffs. It will be Mankato against the second Duluth team of Ram Ranch. Again, a game favored to the non-UMD team in terms of seeding, but hey, maybe they can pull something out here as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
Stick around for that. I have been Steve, Sir Buttkit Kangas. Sam, anything you want to say to the fans?
Thanks everybody for joining tonight. I really enjoyed this cast. That was a 3-game series.
Whew.
Well, yeah.
First time Game Like Over's lost.
Yeah, that was big time tonight. That was a fun one to cast, and just thanks for everyone for coming out and join us tomorrow night.
Yeah, and we're actually going to do something kind of fun here that we haven't done before. We're going to see if we can get any of these players in for a post-game interview. Specifically, Zyx, the jungler for the side of Chicken Chasers. Maybe pick his brain, see what that series was like for him and how he feels going forward, being dropped out of the running for finals, but still in a position to get that third place spot. So I'm messaging him now, and he is in the room. So, Zyx, how's it going? All right, so there's a couple questions that I want to ask you specifically. How does it feel playing a Rek'Sai and getting beaten by a Nautilus and a Maokai?
I mean, I don't know. I was just trying to stall him out. And then I was watching top lane. He started attacking me. I wasn't really paying attention at that point.
It's okay. I didn't
die, so I mean.
That wasn't the actual question. That's not how this interview will go. Tell us your thoughts. What are your thoughts on the series? How do you feel going forward as a team?
Well, I mean, we did have the sub support with Flez coming in here, and then Boich Wonder moving to top lane at the end of the season. But I mean, we knew it was going to definitely be an uphill battle. Just taking game 2 off Ganked by Gophers was a huge win in our books. I mean, we were obviously trying to win the entire series, but especially like the first and last games, we were getting out-rotated pretty hard. And the Twisted Fate really solved that issue in the mid lane, that second game.
That's very true. How did it feel not having Twisted Fate? Because you played with Victor 2 games that you lost. What's the difference between playing around Boosted when he's on the Victor based, or like in proportion to him on the Twisted Fate?
I mean, at the beginning of the game, me and Boosted were talking. We're like, we're gonna level 2 kill this Karma right here because he picked Karma mid lane. So we're like, he has no escapes besides his flash. We're at least gonna flash here. So Karma invaded in the Raptors, but only took 1, so I still hit level 2 off it. And then she took the really long path, and I just dashed over the wall, and we got like 2 or 3 gold cards off on her. So that kind of helped him get at least early pressure in the lane.
Okay. So that's kind of how you got the Twisted Fate ahead, but he still played it incredibly throughout the rest of that game. Really good ultimates, as you mentioned. Trying to kind of stop Ganked by Gophers from being able to retreat. But that's the key, is that they were retreating for most of that game because of the early leads that you were able to pick up. How did you get those early leads outside of just that mid lane?
I mean, Boich Wonder made a fantastic TP play in the bot lane and got 3 kills, and then we got first tower off it. So that got him really far ahead. He got his Leandries off that teleport. So, and then Gavin was just cranking out the damage the entire game.
Yeah, absolutely showing up huge here. Is there any shout out you want to give to any specific players. We gave our players of the game, but the game that you won, who do you think had the biggest impact from your team? This is your chance to kind of give props to anybody. Maybe yourself, if you want to give it to yourself. But who do you want to thank on your team?
I think Voice Wonder did a really good job, especially in the top lane. And obviously, you could see Twisted Fate running around, but our top laner is making some really good TP plays that game, and that's kind of how we won the game with the double teleports.
That's something that we didn't even mention in our, our post-game analysis.
Yeah, we gave it to I gave it to Ezreal, and you gave it to.
I gave it to Boost.
We both gave it. Okay, yeah. One for Boost and one for Gavin, and one for.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I'm curious about. Have you guys practiced this Lulu mid pick at all? Like, do you guys think it's good, or were you just forced onto this pick?
Ricky's been playing it in solo queue and just apparently been stomping some kids. And like I looked at his games, he's been doing really well. So I was like, and then he's like, guys, I think I'm gonna play the Lulu because they won't expect it because we picked the Nami, so they weren't gonna ban it. Okay. So I was like, we had faith. I mean, we were kind of hoping for that surprise pick to kind of beat him up.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense. You're trying to surprise, this team that it would have feel really good to win,
But keep that in mind. You did take a game off of Ganked by Gophers.
Yeah, that's a big time win.
Their first loss in the entire season. That's got to feel good. How does it feel dethroning the king, even though you lost the war?
Taking a game is something, but I mean, it's more of a moral victory than anything. We didn't really. I mean, yeah, it's kind of an accomplishment. We still lost the series, so that's kind of what we're focusing on, how we can improve there.
All right, it's a pretty good mentality to be in. Now, You're not out of playoffs yet. You still have a chance to get third place, because you'll be playing again after this next game tomorrow, or match tomorrow. No matter who wins, Mankato or your team, Duluth Ram Ranch, what are you going to be doing in these next couple days to kind of prepare yourself as a team?
I don't know, talking over the games, talking about, even after the game, we're talking about what went wrong, what went right, how we can improve on what we did wrong, and then how we can keep doing what we did right. Especially in the third game, we did not have enough damage. I had to go the red smite because I was out CSing our mid laner and our AD carry and almost out CSing our top laner half the game. Damage on the Rex side, but
yeah, absolutely. We were talking about that in Champions. It just looked like it was you have to protect this Ezreal, and he has to get ahead with that comp that you guys had.
Yeah,
we had to get we almost killed Victor right away in the mid lane.
Yeah, that was
he had 20 HP, and the Rex IQ was heading towards him, and he got the dangerous game kill off Lulu, so we didn't get the kill.
Yeah, and I know it was just unfortunate that Boosted was the one taking the turret, because I feel if you had just barely made it earlier, it was just a pixel off that Boosted walked under that turret first, but if you had gotten there first, maybe it could have gone differently, or at least he could have gotten out. So that's just kind of one of those really feels bad moments.
It stutter step there, so it probably was my fault. I mean, I'll take the blame. We did lose.
I'm not trying to... All right, well, anything else you want to add for the fans? Add to anybody watching right now?
Tomorrow, I'll definitely come watch Alex get his... Or under 50%, the jungler from Mankato is going to get just dumps for tomorrow, so don't worry about that.
I like hearing that kind of stuff.
Some smack talk. I think that might be a reason we don't have these interviews, is a bias for your own team, but it's okay. Thank you so much.
He messaged me he just messaged me 3 times, so he wanted a shout out, so I gave him one.
All right. Well, thanks for being on here. Thanks for giving us this little fun post-game interview. Hopefully we can do these more going forward, and hopefully have you on the stream as well, maybe going forward, giving your opinion about some of these other teams, their players, maybe do some post-game or pre-game analysis. And yeah, we'd love to have you back. Thanks for stopping by, and good luck preparing for your third game placement match.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. You guys did a great job tonight. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. All right, and from all of us at MNLCS, thank you so much for stopping by, listening in, and we will see you next time. It's wonder they are contesting the drag. They don't want to give this up for free, but in the meantime, they're giving up so much pressure topside. Can they get anything for this potato? Smite steals the dragon, gets out with his life. Oh, that feels that health. Finally having Spirit Visage available. And there's the arrow, comes in, lands on a Boych Wonder. Do they commit all in? All members are there, but they're taking a lot of damage. Zayek coming in from behind, and there's a shockwave that wasn't even used in the fight earlier. And now Flesh forced to limp away. Gavin and have taken so much. This might be the ace. It is! Boosted just coming up, but all 5 members falling in about out of that. Tito doesn't get the wild growth wiki popping down himself, but he might be going down as well. These are blinking health bars on the side of ganked by Gophers, but answered back. Flash away from Boosted. Gavin goes in, getting a kill, 1-for-1. But actually a 1-for-2 as Spliffy completes Cellblood. Voice Wonder is here, equalizer down. Really well positioned as a double kill comes in for the Rumble. TF doesn't want it to end. Open in, there's the gold guard, there's the damage, it's a triple. Woo!
The clean ace coming up for UMD, and are they about to dethrone Ganked by Gophers? Team has not lost the entire split.
There's nothing
10 seconds left on
Gophers can
Spliffy.
do. This is game. Chicken Chasers did it. They took down the Giants. They beat the team that hasn't lost a single game the entire split, and they figured out how to crack that code. They made it a best of 3.
Game over.
This is a 3-game series in the
UMD bringing it
semifinals.
to game 3.
And again, ganked by Gophers.
And one of the reasons that was able to happen is
Ooh, Zayax on the mid lane. Woody Parker doesn't have flash, doesn't have heal. Can he get the damage? Flash in for boosted 420. But he's taking turn shot. He goes down. Woody Parker gets the 1v2 outplay. Excellent. Now go.